And it was Sean again that said he didn't need to use a measuring rod. Well, it's a vital component of the leveling procedure. He should know that if he's pretending to be a surveyor.
Don't say that. Don't go there, because I'll make it very clear that I am. And when I'll clarify it again, so maybe you can actually hear it, Bev. When you're measuring for elevation, a measuring rod is necessary. In this observation, using a water level, one end is your 0, and just so you kind of understand what this means, the other end is your level. That is your measuring rod. Your measuring rod, and if it's a flat earth, when you shoot across with an auto level, you should see 0 on your quote-unquote measuring rod on the other side. Now, what you're not understanding is that there is measurable drop, and what you keep avoiding the answer is what that would mean.
Hashtag thanks, babe. 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 I'm not gonna say hashtag, but I'm gonna say thanks, babe. 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 And hashtag thanks, babe. Thank you very much. Flair perspective. I read it verbatim.
I had domesticated primate and Emma were all
3 coplanar points, and bam, there's the radius of the Earth.
On the level.
The way I phrase it is a monument to the curvature of the Earth. It really is.
Level.
It really is.
Level.
And bam, there's the radius of the Earth.
I talk about YouTube characters and names. I don't talk about real life shit.
Okay, well, we do deal with real life here. We just do education here, Jose. We don't do entertainment.
No, I don't. I do entertainment. I do fun and entertainment. Comedy. Fun, entertainment.
Yeah, it is comedy. Your channel
that's what I do.
Total comedy.
Lately, I'm trying to avoid the personal issues. I'm trying to get to some kind of discussion.
What do you think about him saying I'm a fraud and all of that? Because that's like slander, isn't it?
I have slander, fight the flat earth. I have slander, red rhetoric. I have slander, seek truth, speak truth. All the motherfuckers and bitches, and they can all suck my dick. Because they are fucking YouTube names. They are fucking just random, faceless, nameless potatoes. I can say whatever the fuck I want of them. They are nobodies. They are just random names and icons on YouTube. Lately, I'm trying to avoid the personal issues. I'm trying to get to some kind of discussion.
I mean, it's just, you can talk with people, but when you start tearing people apart, I mean, I had domesticated primate and Emma were all trying to tear me apart up in the chat yesterday, and I was laughing at it. I was laughing the whole time.
You were trying to tear him apart yesterday.
Really, this is all you.
They are fucking YouTube names. They are fucking just random, faceless, nameless potatoes. I can say whatever the fuck I want of them. They are nobodies. They are just random names and icons on YouTube. I troll and I have a little fun, but that's why I say, why don't we try to move on, from this?
It's a fraudulent test. Bev, you're a fraud.
Look at that.
I don't care if you don't like it. So,
that's slander, that, right?
Jose, I really appreciate you having me on your show today.
That's blatant slander.
I haven't been in the middle of that, whatever is going on personally with the Twitter and the doxing and all this shit. I talk about YouTube characters and names. I don't talk about real life shit. Stay out of it, and if somebody want to say something, I say, all right. They are fucking YouTube names. They are fucking just random, faceless, nameless potatoes. I can say whatever the fuck I want of them. They are nobodies. I talk about YouTube characters and names. I don't talk about real life shit. They are just random names and icons on YouTube. Hopefully the other parties listening and somebody can jump in and defend themselves, but I cannot, give or take.
I said I don't think it's wise to let people slander other people on your live stream. And he said, I do it proudly. Not a wise decision. It's not a wise decision to do it anywhere. But if you're being recorded, probably bad. If you are doing it on a live stream, that's pretty bad. Right?
Yeah, I'm just saying he's not the arbiter of truth. You know, he doesn't know.
Almost like somebody calling somebody else a child abuser on a live stream, and then going, "It's just a joke. It's just for entertainment." You know, we don't do anything actually educational here. We admit to everybody we don't do that. We entertainingly slander, libel, accuse people of crimes. We do it for entertainment's sakes. Brings the money in.
You're just a YouTube name. There's no been personal slander. It's been addressing.
He said
YouTube
it was. He
characters
said
one
it
to
was
another.
personal gain, fraud.
Yeah, but it's YouTube characters talking of each other. You know, it's YouTube characters. It's nothing personal. It's YouTube characters. It's entertainment.
Hey, babe. I'm
Yo. Right,
I'm
Jack.
just
Is that
I'm
good?
hollering at the people on YouTube for the rules is no personal attacks, no typing any swearing words or profanities, and throw responsibly. If you think you have to type any profanities, you can use little asterisks or little boxes or mix the word around, flip the words around. You just don't type the word like fuck or motherfucker or asshole, like straight up like that. Don't type it like that in YouTube because it's hard in paper and I don't want that written in my YouTube chat. You can use a little doodle around it. What's up, Bev?
What up? Looking forward to this.
Yeah, man. Me too. Chunji just sent me a DM and he need to download the app and he'll be back home in about 5 minutes. So just a few minutes he'll be in here. I think he's going to on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah. What's going on, man? What you want to tell us about what was how did you come about to have this one-on-one with Chunji and what is it about? Just tell us to have a better idea.
Sean was telling us about. He just asked us if we wanted to do a one-on-one. I said, "What about?" And he said, "Measuring curvature." So I went, "Yeah, all right. I'm always keen for knowing about anybody that thinks they can do that." So yeah, that's as far as I know. That's as much as I know.
That's good. That's good. Appreciate it. You two coming in here and doing it here. Hopefully, we'll get the audience will keep growing. So, guys, there are 50 people watching now. If you would like to share the show around, so like, hey, something good might happen today. We might have like real hardcore solid measurements. Please share the show. Call your mama, your papa, and your friends. Is what I say in the intro, and I mean it.
Yeah, it should be good.
What you been doing over there on your? You've been hanging out in your server.
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of stuff today. Just a bit of gardening, usual stuff.
I did that yesterday. A little bit of gardening in my little side garden I got, but it's something, man. I got my hands dirty, dirt absorb the minerals.
Right, so did Sean tell you anything about what he was wanting to do here today? Is it a bit of a mystery to you, or what's?
Yeah, no specifics. He just told me. Let me scroll up. No, I asked him. He actually typed in the Daily Boom main chat. He said like, "Hey, Jose, like, babe, let's do it. Whatever tomorrow. Or I'm ready to do it." I type in like, "Hey, 2 p.m. You good? Baby's on." He said like, "Yep, I'll be there." And now he texts me. He's a few minutes late, but I have no idea. That's why I titled it like just Babe and Chunji one-on-one discussion. Don't know the specifics, but we'll get to it. If we need to adjust the title later, it's doable.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. Message retracted. I was gonna read a message from Perspective. Do you got a question, comments, or concerns from the audience? Let's have some quick questions.
Wow.
Oh, there you go. You good?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I'm in twice. What's going on?
Really? It like dropped you twice?
It just dropped me, but
that's weird. You didn't press the hang up button by mistake.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, again.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a bit of a
that's weird.
Browser problem. It's all right now.
All right. Hopefully it will get all sorted out. It's been raining all night. It was raining all night, and it stopped maybe an hour ago. Still sprinkling a little bit. Hopefully, we don't get any internet issues over here on my end.
Sweet. So, is there any? Did he say any structure of this sort of conversation that he wants to do? I mean, it's just a discussion.
It's just a discussion, yeah. I think it was better for just the two of you have at it and figure out what's going on. If it's gonna be a presentation he's gonna do, if he has any observations, you can exchange, back and forth both of your tests. Whatever happens, man, you guys get a few hours to sort it out. I'll be here just in case it get really
no,
crazy or over talking.
I've got a straight line test. I mean, he wants to do curvature. It's all on Sean, as far as I know.
Yeah. Talk to him about that. There's a few new people in the YouTube chat. I like that. I like seeing new names around. I mean, I just gave him wrenches out of nowhere. There's one more I gotta give. Oh, yeah. There you go. 3 new people, 3 new wrenches in the YouTube chat. Hopefully, I don't have to take him away. So, hey, babe.
Yo. Right,
I'm
Jack.
just,
Is that
I'm
good?
hollering the people on YouTube for the rules is no personal attacks, no typing any swearing words or profanities, and throw responsibly. If you think you have to type any profanities, you can use little asterisks or little boxes or mix the word around, flip the words around. You just don't type the word like fuck or motherfucker or asshole, like straight up like that. Don't type it like that in YouTube because it's hard in paper and I don't want that written in my YouTube chat. You can use a little doodle around it. Remember in the YouTube chat, no personal attacks, no hard swearing words, and just be cool. Play with each other. It's
Yeah,
like
no
playing yard.
bigotry.
feel like a teacher, like a teacher. Play nice to each other, man. What is I hear this word? It just sounds. The word sounds like like a little hardcore, like a personal attack type of thing. But I don't know the definition. What the fuck is bigotry?
Bigotry. It's where you put people into a group and then demean that entire group of people. It's like it's bigoted behavior, right? When you do that, because everybody's an individual, right? You can't just point at a finger and put them in a group and then say you're all stupid and you're ignorant and all of that sort of stuff.
There are exceptions, but like the Oakley guys. You see, is that bigotry? I call the Oakley crew. Because if you hear Oakley and the Tint Man and the Chocolate and there's a handful of people, I don't know the names, I haven't watched the show. They parrot each other, they mimic each other sentences and words and phrasings and arguments. That's a group. If I point at one, they are all in the same. They are all the same.
Well, yeah, I class that as a bit of bigot. It might be, Jose. I mean, I was asking the question the other day. I mean, is it acceptable? Like, is it acceptable to be bigoted towards certain groups of people?
It's not. I don't know. It is what it is, because if, like, let's say, like you, I consider your group. I call you the evangelist or Beftards. That's as a trolling term. I use it. It's like the Beftards or the evangelists, But it's because you all argue from the same branch. The horizon is level, and these definitions and the
logic,
the geometric or Euclidean geometry. That's why if I get Cleary or Rob King or yourself, a handful of people that I hear, I say like, yeah, you're a good part of the evangelist,
Yeah, there's going to be more. It's logic, Jose. It's a natural state of thought. Yeah. There's going to be more of us. And yeah, I wouldn't group people like that. I mean, nobody groups anyone into a group on, for you lot. I mean, you're Jose, right? You wouldn't like to be put in a group, would you? Because you are definitely an individual, aren't you?
Yeah, but I mean, try what group I am in with. I would like for anybody to try to put me in a group because I will prove you right or wrong in the spot.
Yeah, I wouldn't put you in a group, Jose. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
because
put anyone
I'm
in
not.
a group.
I don't have a specific set of arguments. I don't collaborate. I'm not a part of these big networks of channels. I cannot be part of a group. I cannot be put in a group, and nobody can be put like with me, like they are my branch under my wings, because I don't my opinions are my own. I don't represent anybody's opinion. Any opinion represent me. So that's kind of a disclaimer I should start putting out there every day.
Yeah. Well, like I say, we try not to do that, especially over at next level. Everybody's an individual, right?
Yeah.
I don't stand for any of that bigoted stuff. But I mean, despite the fact that me not being a flat earther, right? Like, so where do you put us? What group do you put us in? Because I've noticed there's a lot of people like to put you in one group or the other, right?
Yeah. You're a flat earther. You're a flat earther. There are two groups. There are two groups for those who participate in this discussion. There are the flat earthers and the globe earthers. Period. So I'm a globe earther. You're a flat earther. Whether you like it or not, I don't like being a globe earther because I'm not a proponent of the globe. I don't preach. I don't try to, I don't try to tell you how things work. Neither do you as in the flatter side. But if we had to be put in a group like white or black, I went to a job one time,
It's
and
a
there were
false
only two
dichotomy,
categories.
that though, right, Jose?
There were eight. I went to a job, this example, and there were two categories, white or black, bro, like race. And there was no Hispanic, there was no, I don't want to answer that question. I returned the application, the job. They say, hey, you missed this spot. I say, like, I'm white nor black. I'm you can either put Hispanic or you put other. They say, no, you have to choose one. I say, what the fuck is this? So I say, like, all right, I'm black. They say, no, wait, but you are lighter skin. You're not like African American. I said, then I'm not white. I'm not American. I'm not a white dude. I'm more black than white. My blood. They say, like, no, we'll just put white in here. They actually categorize me as white. These people. I say, what the fuck is going on? Whether I like it or not, I say, all right, I need the job. I'll be a white dude. you know. What do you think about that? That's fucked up, man. It's fucked up.
Well, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, they again, false dichotomy, right? Whenever you're faced with that choices, and the choice that you want to answer isn't one of those, then what do you do?
Yeah. But I have to choose one. So if you want to like move to the next step, well, choose one. Even if you're not, then you can tell, if any details around, you can say why you are or you are not, in that category that you've been categorizing. It's all right.
Okay, so you think within this arena that we're in, there's only those two choices? For, like, because we are just discussing stuff, aren't we? I mean, like, you have to put yourself on either side of the discussion.
Yes. I mean, you don't have to. We don't need to, but you brought it up. So yeah, I think it's an interesting one. It's an interesting topic to talk about. There are only these people in this corner of the YouTube talking about the shape of the Earth, the science, the measurements and space, and all of these in this corner of the YouTube. There only are two categories. There are just flat earthers and the globe earthers.
Right. Well, you know that we don't discuss the shape of the Earth, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I know, but still, people that have a agreement with you, most of the people that have an agreement with you, they discuss the shape of the Earth, aka Montreal and Rocky and Rob and Cleary, all of them. They do observations. They talk about the flat Earth. Because you hang out with them and you agree more with the majority of the agreements are in their group. than in the globe group because you don't believe the Earth is a sphere, right? You don't think the
I
Earth is a
talk
sphere.
to everyone,
You think the Earth is,
Jose.
do you think the Earth is a sphere? It's a straight up question. No, I think I heard you. The answer is no. The Earth cannot be a sphere.
Yeah,
3D
level
sphere.
isn't a circle.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the Earth cannot be a sphere. Yes, that's it. Yeah, that it cannot be a sphere. Therefore, you are a flat earther. I mean,
See, I find that really strange.
yeah, it's strange. I know.
Because like you label us like that, which is putting us in that group, and then
it's my opinion, you know. I
you
think
know that everybody else around here that's listening on the YouTube or wherever, that they are pointing at us and they have an opinion of flat earthers, don't they?
Yeah, but they can think on their own. Maybe most of the people disagree. I'm gonna do a poll to see what the globe earthers think because they might be a little more biased. They're more globe earthers looking at my channel right now, but oh, shall see. Let me read this first. Mr. Victory's Radio with a big super chat. Thank you, Mr. Victory. If you post a meme saying, and I quote, "Quit lying or you won't become an astronaut," and fight on gravity, then you might be a flat earther. Babe, you are a flat earther. Mr. Victory Radio said.
Like memes, really. Memes? Is that what we're going with?
Memes, yeah.
Okay. So if you post a meme with something on it, then what's that? What's that mean?
Oh, I don't know. I got my opinion on what do they mean.
Yeah.
What people that keep posting memes and memes mean, but that doesn't mean everybody think the same way I do. Probably nobody think the same way I do. I'm special, man. I'm a special one.
Right. Well, they're just memes, Victory. But I mean, keep sending the money in.
Yeah, right.
Right, so it is a funny meme.
There are funny memes. Sean G, what the hell are you, man? I got super chat. Thank you, Mr. Victor. Yeah, I just read that. A lot of new people. Flatsoy FE came out of nowhere, and the first comment that he typed, actually the first comment and the second comment got bigots in it. Flatsoy, be smart. Don't do that because that will get you timeout and you will not get arrested.
Is it acceptable to be bigoted towards certain groups of people?
It's not. I don't know. It is what it is because if, like, let's say, like you, I consider your group. I call you the evangelist or Beftards.
Mm-hmm.
That's as a trolling term. I use it. It's like the Beftards or the evangelist. You know. Just play nice. Wouldn't like some of the terms that can bring consequences. If a YouTube algorithm catch those words, it doesn't matter the context you're trying to say it, then my channel get in trouble, and I want to avoid my channel getting in trouble. So please, people watching on YouTube, avoid typing certain words that can get us in trouble. I call you the evangelist or Beftards.
Mm-hmm.
That's as a trolling term. I use it. It's like the Beftards or the evangelist. You know, please. Like swearing words, profanities, like the word sex or the word, I don't know, COVID and all that kind of shit, politics, names of presidents.
Yeah, bigot isn't a swear word, Jose.
I call you the evangelist or Beftards.
Mm-hmm.
That's as a trolling term. I use it. It's like the Beftards or the evangelist, you know. Yeah, but it incites. It incites. It's like I don't know, inciting drama and talking about that specific topic, and then it will get deeper and deeper. I'll try to cut it from the root. I call you the evangelist or Beftards.
Mm-hmm.
That's as a trolling term. I use it. It's like the Beftards or the evangelist, you know.
But you said you do that, right? You do put people into a group. And then you demean the people that are within that group.
I don't demean. No, I didn't say that. I didn't do that part.
You do. You call them clowns, Jose, when they come in here.
No, sometimes I do.
You're just a YouTube name. There's no been personal slander. It's been He's been addressing.
He said
YouTube
it was. He
characters
said
one
it
to
was
another.
personal gain, fraud.
Yeah, but it's YouTube characters talking of each other. You know, it's YouTube characters. It's nothing personal. It's YouTube characters. It's entertainment.
And I'll be giving
I'll
you
post
guys
the article.
the floor to talk about the topics that we entertain. Every once in a while, a clown might join. I don't. No, I didn't say that. I didn't do that part.
You do. You call them
Meaning.
clowns, Jose, when they come in here.
No, sometimes I do. They don't know they're clowning and they're dancing for us, but they do. And we love it as an audience. And me, being in the stage, I step out of the stage most of the times. I'm in the audience with you guys laughing at what's going on down here. It's lovely, man. It's lovely. So you decide, do you want to come in as an audience? Do you want to come in as a participant? Or would you like to be part of the show? I don't. No, I didn't say that. I didn't do that part.
You do. You call them clowns, Jose, when they come in here.
No, sometimes I do. As a clown.
Is it acceptable to be bigoted towards certain groups of people?
It's not. I don't know. It is what it is, because if, like, let's say, like you, I consider your group. I call you the evangelist or Beftards. That's as a trolling term. I use it. It's like the Beftards or the evangelists. You know.
Hopefully the other party is listening, and somebody can jump in and defend themselves. But I cannot, give or take. They are fucking YouTube names. They are fucking just random, faceless, nameless potatoes. I can say whatever the fuck I want of them. They are nobodies. They are just random names and icons on YouTube.
And I'll be giving
I'll
you
post
guys
the article.
the floor to talk about the topics that we entertain. Every once in a while, a clown might join.
Yeah.
I mean, if you find me a citation where I call anybody clown, when they come in here, I'll take it. I call you the evangelist or Beftards. That's as a trolling term. I use it. It's like the Beftards or the evangelists. You know.
You said the other day you were waiting for the clowns to come in. That's what you do.
Yeah. Find me that citation so we can hear the whole context. I'll play it if you want to, but we can move on to better and stronger things, because Sean G just joined us over here.
What's up,
Sean G, you want to
Jose?
get a mic check?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, cool. What's up? My bad. I had to finish some things before I got on, and then download the app. It's been that long. But my bad. I apologize, Bev.
No problem.
It's all
Good
good.
chat.
Well, you guys have the floor. I will kill my camera so I don't be distracting people. The squeaky earth will not be distracting. Ladies and gentlemen, Bev Try Thinking and Sean G. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right. Well, Bev, we've been in this conversation a few times, but one of the issues that I had is I can't really have a one-on-one with you because over at your server it kind of gets hectic sometimes. And we were talking about the idea of measuring curvature, measuring level, and then you kind of get into these back and forth of straight lines and whatnot. And I think a lot of it is me being maybe not understanding exactly where you're coming from when it comes to how things are measured and what we actually observe. Do you want to take a second just to clarify why you think there's no measurement for curvature?
Sorry. You want me to clarify why there's no measurement of curvature? Is that what you said?
Yeah, why you believe there's no measurement for curvature?
Because all the tools that are around for establishing curvature are point-to-point measurement systems, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So point A and point B, straight line.
I'm not sure what constitutes a straight line to you, though. Because
The shortest distance between 2 points.
But
Sure.
you understand that a straight line doesn't mean horizontal.
Absolutely, you can have a straight line in any orientation you want.
It doesn't exactly. It doesn't mean level. So we kind of established that straight and level aren't the same thing, right?
Well, straight is straight and level is level, right? But straight
Exactly.
level is Straight.
Well, yeah, but
Okay.
can you have a straight line that is not level?
Of course you can.
Okay, perfect.
You
Kind
can
of
have a
wanted to put that-
vertical straight line, can't you? You can have a line in any orientation you want.
And we kind of were discussing ways that I would measure, or ways that can be measured, curvature, right?
That's what you're doing. Yeah, you're going to explain to us how we can measure curvature,
Well, no,
or how
I was
you measure
kind of
curvature.
well, let's get to the nitty gritty of the conversation.
Okay.
Over at your server,
Well, wait a minute,
started-
Sean. As we're laying down ground rules, right?
Uh-huh.
Can we agree right from the off to the law of non-contradiction, right? You understand the law of non-contradiction.
Well, obviously, something that contradicts something can't be.
Yeah, like a straight line cannot be a curve, and a curve cannot be a straight line, right? A straight line can't be a circle.
Depends on those points, right?
What do you mean it depends on those points? No. Depends on the law of
Well,
non-contradiction,
No,
right?
I
A straight
don't
line
believe
cannot
so.
be a circle.
I don't believe so. Oh, a straight line? Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's a good start.
Okay. So, in the conversation that we were having about myself saying that we can measure curvature, you guys were adamant on only using a water level. Am I wrong in that statement?
Sorry?
Am I wrong in that statement that you guys are adamant about only using a water level and measuring for elevation, basically?
No, you can use. There's loads of tools that you can use for measuring elevation.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one of the things that you guys were talking about and going on about was the 400-meter water level that someone on your channel has, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In that, I was discussing that you can use that and along with other various tools to do so. And I kind of asked you because when I was bringing up, auto levels and total stations and etc., you guys were kind of acting as if none of those tools, or because those tools have an error of accuracy, you cannot use those tools to verify measurements. Am I wrong in that statement?
Sorry?
Am I wrong in saying that?
What was that you were saying?
That you guys were saying that auto levels, total stations, because they had an error of inaccuracy, that you can't use those to measure for, say, curvature using the water level.
You can use whatever you want to use. I'm not going to tell you that you cannot use whatever you want, Sean. Like, you explain to us how you are going to measure curvature. Surely you know, you are telling us that you're a surveyor, right?
I do survey.
Okay, so why are you asking me what I am going to say for you? You just tell us how you do it.
Because I just want the clarification of it. And
you can use any level you want to.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then let's use your 400-meter water level and an auto level. Now, you understand that on both sides, they're going to be level with each other, right? That's obvious.
The water.
Yeah.
Yeah, the water. Now, when you put water in a water level, do you want me to run over it? Do you want me to get on the board?
If you want to explain how a water level works, that's perfectly fine with me. I understand it. We can continue on with it.
Well, you're explaining the curvature, right? So are you sure everybody else is with you?
I'm pretty sure they are.
Okay.
We're going to use a 400-meter water level and an auto level. Now, you've done surveying. You said you've done projects for the canal and stuff and whatnot, correct?
I've got an auto level and a water level. Yes, Jose. Sorry, yes, Sean.
And you understand that auto level is accurate in certain distances, especially at 400 meters, correct?
It doesn't. No, you don't look at an auto level of over 400 meters. No, Sean.
What, you wouldn't use an auto level to scale over 400 meters? Why not?
Because that's not within its working range, Sean.
What would you say its working range is? Because I've used auto levels that had 1,500.
Sorry?
I'm sorry, 1,500 feet. I'm sorry, because I use feet.
Okay. Wow. Oh, nice. Is sure an auto level?
Say again?
An auto level.
Yes, an auto level.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't use it above 50 meters myself. I mean, I've tried to use it at 100 meters, but it's just not accurate enough. You can't read to the millimeter, and if you can't read to the millimeter, then
you don't need
what
to
use
read a
is it?
millimeter, especially if it's over a millimeter. If you got a say 3 inches of drop, a millimeter means nothing. So in accuracy, it would work. That's why it's still be able to use. So I was
Sorry,
explaining
is that
I would.
so? Sorry, is that you? What range are you giving to the operational limit of an auto level?
Inside 400 meters. So 400 meters is fine for me. I've already established that I would use it for a 400 meter observation, right?
So over like at 800 meters, then, right?
I didn't say 800 meters.
Well, no, because you would turn around and look the opposite way. That's what I'm getting, right?
No. I would literally just go to the other side and shoot back to my original side. I don't need 800 meters. I just need 400. That's it.
No. See,
no,
what I'm trying to get you is the range.
And your idea of what you're saying, at that range, it would be if I'm using a 400 meter water level and you're talking about sighting it from the center, then it's only 200 meters.
Right. So is that what you're saying then? 200 meters or 400 meters? What are you saying?
Okay, 400 meters. I'm going to start from one end and shoot to the other end of that water level.
Okay, so if you were to use a back sight and foresight with each traverse, you would be talking 800 meters.
I just explained to you that I'm not doing it from the center, and I'm not running at 400 meters to each side. I'm only using a 400 meter water level, and I'm going to only sight it from one side, and then when I'm done shooting that side, I'm going to go to the other side and shoot back. That's 400 meters, not 800.
Okay.
Now, when I take that shot, obviously from my first spot, the first side of that water level, that's going to be a 0, isn't it?
What do you mean it's going to be a 0?
If I'm sighting from one end to the other, I'm going to have to put a sight, right? I'm going to have a 0 so I know so I know level. So I want to be level with that. I'm going to be level with the first side of your water level.
You get a back sight, or are you zeroing it out?
I'm zeroing it out.
Right. So are you gonna put the first water level with the crosshairs at the minimum distance? Normally about I don't know, 0.7 of a meter, I think.
No, I can do that. I can do it from 5 feet away from it on its side. All I gotta do is measure it. That's it. Then measure up to my auto level sights. Or I can do it the way you're saying and sight it from 5 feet behind it and off to the side a little bit, just to make sure my crosshairs are correct. Nonetheless, the water level on one side, I'm going to 0. That's going to be my 0. Now, when I shoot 400 meters, if you're saying how it works, an auto level shoots level, that's level elevation. We know that those are the same height at the same elevation. When I shoot with that auto level, what's going to happen to that other side? Is it going to be level with my auto level?
Sorry, I don't know. Like over 400 meters, that's way too far. Like I said,
no, we've already established. No, it's not. It's really not. You said within millimeters. Well, we don't need that level of accuracy, especially if it's over 2 to 3 inches of drop. A millimeter means nothing.
Right. Okay. So what amount of drop do you imagine there is in a 400 meter level?
I'm gonna say 2. I'm about to say 2 inches. I'm gonna sight at it probably.
Are you guessing?
Half inch? No. Yes, right off the bat. Yes, I am guessing.
Right, nice.
But I do know for a fact, because I've done measurements, that there will be drop.
Okay.
And the reason I've asked you about the accuracy of an auto level, and you stating that you've had one, you can do it at 200 meters if you want, because that's more accurate for you, if within your millimeter range. No matter what you do, you're still going to have that drop. Now, the understanding that has that drop, I'm going to ask you what makes that. Why would it drop? If it's level, like you say it is, how is there drop?
Well, we know how water flows, right?
Absolutely. But we understand that in a water level, water current, flow, movement, it does not account for anything. We know that it's level. We know both ends are level. So why would there be drop on the other end?
The water level wouldn't drop, would it? Because that would be flowing water.
The water. Okay, when you sight it with your auto level, the level of the other side will be lower than 0. How is that possible if Earth is not curved?
I don't know. Are you sighting over 400 meters?
I've already established this, Bev.
Right. Well, that's too far.
No, it's not. Again, I'll say it now. We do not need to get within degrees of millimeters for that observation. We got to know.
Have you got a picture of? Well, I mean, what sort of scope have you got on your equipment?
It's a basic auto level.
Yeah. What scope have you got on it?
What do you mean with scope? It's a single scope. You don't attach a scope onto it.
Yeah, but they come in different magnification levels, don't they?
If I go, I'll have to go outside and look at it. But I'm not interested in that. I know it's accurate. You know it's accurate. You have an auto level.
Yeah, I know mine's more accurate than Bob's. Okay. Because I know the magnification of my auto level versus Bob's auto level.
Okay, you're saying that it needs to be in degrees of millimeters to be accurate. Am I wrong?
Degrees of what's that?
You said it has to be within millimeters to be accurate.
Yeah,
right?
But what's a degree of a millimeter?
It's not. I misspoke.
Okay.
You're saying that it has to be within millimeters to be accurate, correct?
I say if you want to be millimeter accurate, you have to be able to read the measuring rod and read to a millimeter. Yes, if you want to be that accurate.
Okay, perfect. You don't need a measuring rod for this observation. Again,
sorry,
using both. You don't need a measuring rod. For this
you need a measuring rod with an auto level.
Let me explain it to you again. So when you shoot out something with your auto level, and you have your 0, and if something is below that 0 at 100 meters, what does that tell you? It tells you that either the elevation is lower. Am I wrong?
Slope, gradient.
Yes. So the
grade.
Right, so you understand. So you understand when you shoot with a basic auto level, and there is drop.
Yeah.
It's elevation change, correct?
Yeah, rise over run.
Perfect. Now, when you shoot out over on a water level, and there's drop, what is that explaining?
There's no drop. The water would be flowing if there was a drop.
Have you done it?
It would be on a river.
No, we know it's not flowing. We've already established it's not flowing. We've already established that an auto level doesn't have to be in the specs of a millimeter. All you have to see is if there's drop. You would use a measuring rod
from one end.
You needed to know exactly
from one end of the water level to the other. There is no drop. They're both an even altitude.
Okay, and I even asked you to do that, and that's when you started saying how an auto level wouldn't work. What do
you mean? When I said an auto level wouldn't? Auto levels do work. They're the best tool for establishing an elevation.
Okay, perfect. So when you're what's his name? Buster, I think it is in your server. He said
shout out Buster.
Yeah.
Yeah. With a water level. Yeah. He has. He's got a water level.
And yep. And when I brought up how I would do this observation to show a curvature, you guys said that an auto level isn't accurate enough. And
it's not as accurate as a water level, is it? Or do you think it is? Do you think which do you think's more accurate?
That has nothing to do with what we're having this conversation about. That's why
you just said it wasn't be more accurate, and I asked you just which one do you think is more accurate?
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? If you're talking about accuracy, yeah, it does.
We're talking about
which one is more accurate, the auto level or the water level?
You're talking about for elevation. I'm not talking about for elevation. We're talking about measuring for the curvature of Earth. And I'm being as
what do you mean curvature?
And the reason I'm being as basic as I possibly can, just so it's very clear what I'm saying.
Right. Well, can we go back to when you just said there was drop, and we both agreed that would be a grade or a slope, right?
It would have to be, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So where's the curvature?
Now, if you do that, and I've made that very clear, if you're using a measuring rod and you see drop, that's elevation. Now, if you're doing it with a water level, you have a water level that's level on both ends, and you use an auto level, shoot it. There will be drop. You're telling me there won't be, and I'm asking you to do so.
But you're saying you had a water level, if you do measure drop, it is a slope or a grade.
Okay.
Where is the curvature?
Okay. How, if there's measurable drop?
That's what you've got us here
for. If there's measurable level on a water level, or measurable drop on a water level, then what would that be to?
That would be water flowing.
You can't. We already established that a water level does not have flowing water.
Okay, well, it's level and even altitude then. What we call a horizontal condition. There is
So what you're
no
saying is,
drop.
yes, shoot it. There is drop. And many people have tried to explain this, and you keep making it seem as if it's it doesn't work, but it does. There is drop, and that's why I've established with you that there is drop if you're talking just elevation. But if you're using a water level, then there is elevation means nothing to that water level. Obviously,
But
they're
you said
both level.
when you do measure drop, you just measure a grade or a slope.
No, I said when you use an auto level with a measuring stick, and you get drop. What is that? You said elevation. I said correct.
It's an elevation
now,
change.
Yeah. So when you use an auto level and a measuring stick, you are measuring for elevation. So you understand that there is a drop. You understand that you don't need to be within millimeters to see there's drop in elevation. Well, if the same thing happens with a water level when you shoot it with an auto with an or same thing happens with a water level when you shoot it with an auto level, then the drop is an elevation, and the drop is not due to water flow, because in a water level, water doesn't flow. We know this. So I'm asking you, then what constitutes that drop?
There won't be a drop from horizontal. I think
It will be a
Jose's
drop.
trying to get in. Do you want to get in, Jose?
We'll see where we go. WS, thank you very much, WS. Bev told you before it's a horizontal plane. That's flat. Oh, that was earlier when before Chunji joined. That you told me before it's a horizontal plane, and that is flat. Do you agree with that, Bev? When we're talking about shape of the Earth.
That wasn't the shape of the Earth. That was level. Level is a horizontal plane, and yeah, mathematically, you know what a plane is? Two-dimensional surface, isn't it?
Flat
Yeah.
surface. All right. Nick Rupert, thank you very much, Nick. Appreciate it, man. He say, LOL. Bev can't even get the law of non-contradiction right. What an idiot. Good show, Jose. Shout out to Nick. Do you think you got the law of the non-contradiction, the example you told us? You think you were wrong, Bev? Probably,
Do you think I'm wrong?
No, I don't know. That wasn't for me, the question.
It's just the law of non-contradiction, right? It's pretty basic. You can't have something being something it's not.
All right. Comment by Blue Marble Science. Thank you very much, Blue. See if Bev can tell us how he guarantees the barometric pressure is the same 400 meters away, and how will he stop wind from affecting the water level? That's a good question.
I'm not bothered about barometric pressure. Why is he bothered about that? I don't know. Like, for what?
Because he say even in a slight breeze over the top of an open tube or pipe will affect the level of the fluid.
Will it? I don't know. Like, we're just doing a straight line test. I mean, it's no big deal.
All right. I got a big shout out to Gently's channel for he just gave me a super chat. No comment. Thank you, Gently channel, for the support. We got Truth Nerds. Truth Nerds, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. So, Bev, you say just a bit earlier he could use any means, and now you demand a certain magnification and measuring rod. You lied.
I asked him what magnification he was. I didn't demand anything. It was Sean that didn't know what magnification his auto level was at. That's not on me. I mean, that's him. And it was Sean again that said he didn't need to use a measuring rod. Well, it's a vital component of the leveling procedure. He should know that if he's pretending to be a surveyor.
Don't say that. Don't go there, because I'll make it very clear that I am. And when I'll clarify it again, so maybe you can actually hear it, Bev. When you're measuring for elevation, a measuring rod is necessary. In this observation, using a water level, one end is your 0, and just so you kind of understand what this means, the other end is your level. That is your measuring rod. Your measuring rod, and if it's a flat Earth, when you shoot it across with an auto level, you should see 0 on your quote unquote measuring rod on the other side. Now, what you're not understanding is that there is measurable drop, and what you keep avoiding the answer is what that would mean.
I got one more comment, and then I'll go back on mute, and I'll let you guys. If I got two more comments to read really quick, and then if we get any other super chat in half an hour, we'll jump in if we're still here. So first question from Beer the Devil. Shout out to Beer the Devil 1864. Does a water level need a measuring rod? Simple question.
Absolutely not. No.
Thank you very much.
Well, you can measure from it, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
then the last,
Sorry.
last
No, yeah,
super chat I want to read before we give you back the floor. And this one is by Flairspective. Flairspective. Thank you very much for the super chat. And I quote, and I want to read it verbatim. It says, hashtag thanks, babe. 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 I'm not gonna say hashtag, but I'm gonna say thanks, babe. 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 And hashtag thanks, babe. Thank you very much. Flairspective. I read it verbatim.
Wow. Did he give you how much money did he give you? How much was that for?
£5. £5.
Come on, Ranty. I'll thank you if you give him another $5. That's it.
That was solid, man. All right, I'll mute myself. The floor is yours, guys. I'll take any questions and comments and stuff, and I'll save it in my notepad for the next half an hour. Carry on.
Am I getting somebody's posting my surname in the chat? Is that happening, Jose?
Whoa, where, what?
In your chat?
In YouTube or daily?
Yeah, would that be classed as doxing?
Where are we talking about?
Oh, I don't know.
I need.
I'm just being told. Farmer's boy. Posted my surname in the chat somewhere.
I'll scroll up and I check. I don't know what your surname is, so I really don't know. So we'll set it up.
Yeah, I wouldn't normally like saying it. It was a bit ago, right? But now I've had to say it. Everyone will be going back there, and they'll all be doing it, and they'll all be posting it more. If how it goes.
If it happened, Farmer's Boy, delete it before we reach it, please. Go ahead, but I'll check it out.
Right, go on, Sean. Let's go.
Yes.
It's just a name, innit? Everybody has a name. Don't know why some people think it holds power over people, but
now we've already established, or we'll go back into it because I want clarification out of it because you're kind of going back and forth. Now, when you use a measuring rod, I've already said it. We're establishing for elevation. We understand that if you have a measuring rod at 100 feet or 400 meters, doesn't matter, and you see measurable drop, we established that's elevation, right?
Yeah, elevation is a measurable drop in the vertical from the horizontal plane established by a tool called a level. Yes.
Okay, so say we're trying to figure out if there's drop or a rise. Now, do we need a measuring rod to measure within the millimeters of that? If all we want to know if there's drop or rise, that just in general, or can we just look through that auto level at a stick with a line on it and measure for drop or not?
Are you advocating for sticks with lines on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to put a bit of masking tape or something, sticky tape on it?
Yeah, anything you put a clothes hanger, you name it, I've seen it. So, right, So we've established that. We can establish drop or rise. We don't need to know
I
within the
wouldn't
millimeters.
personally attempt to do
But-
that. It would
okay,
look
but-
very, very amateur
unprofessional.
and
You're
very
right. But-
unprofessional. Yeah.
yes, very,
Even if
I'm
you
not-
put flashing pattern lights on it on the equipment.
Okay, so yeah, I don't really care what Dr. Bob did, but we've established that you can see drop or rise. You don't need to be within the millimeters, right?
Yeah, if you want
But-
to be working within millimeter range, yes, definitely
no,
you need to
if
be
you
able to
want
see
be
the
working-
millimeter.
okay? But all we're looking for is drop or rise. We don't the amount doesn't matter at this moment. Will you see drop or rise regardless of within a millimeter?
Wait, yeah, the tool is designed for doing that. Yes, over 50 meters, it is accurate to a millimeter. Yes.
Okay, so we've already established that being into a millimeter doesn't matter. If we see drop, there's drop. We don't need to know how much. We just know there is. So if we're establishing that, and now we're saying that we're going to use a water level, the water level obviously elevation is going to mean nothing to that water level, correct? Once you've established level.
Even altitude for a water level, the tool, yeah.
Yeah, so elevation, you cannot measure for elevation with a water level, basically.
It is the tool that you use to establish the level for you to be able to measure the difference in the land height to establish for the elevation change in the land.
Measure,
yeah.
And you would do that by measuring from your zero from each end.
Yes.
Measuring down. Okay, perfect. So we've established how that works. Now, if you take a measurement of this water level and you've established that elevation will not change.
This is your method, right?
This is yeah.
Okay.
And it's not just my method. It's a think tank for you. So if you imagine yourself working with a water level and an auto level, doing
I've got both of those tools. Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. So then I employ you to do this and do it and record it.
You keep going because I mean I've already got our test, right? Our test already set up, but I mean this sounds brilliant. It sounds good for you guys.
So the measure set your 0 to one side and you're going to shoot to the other. What would contribute to the other side of your water level having drop?
It won't drop. It's a water level. It establishes an even altitude, a horizontal condition they call it. Establishes a horizontal plane of reference across the entire body of the water.
So perfect. So you've had this. You said you got the water level. You got the auto level. Will you do the test yourself and record it and show the results?
Pardon? Pardon?
Would you be willing to do the test?
Do what test?
Record it. An auto level. And
I'm not. No, I'm telling you. Look, 400 meters is too far, Sean. I only go 50 meters because I want to keep millimeter accurate.
Okay, but you don't need to be for this test.
Well, my test that doesn't involve an auto level, so.
But your test cannot involve an auto level to measure for curvature. It's just whether or not you're willing to do it. You've already established that you have the tools to do so, but now you're saying you just don't want to make the observation.
That's not my test, Sean. You're explaining your test that you are willing to put forward for your purpose of measuring curvature, right? That's what you're doing. My test is for a straight line.
Okay, your test has nothing to do with measuring for curvature.
Absolutely not. There's no curvature in a straight line. That's the idea. It's a straight line test.
Again,
no curvature.
Then what are you establishing using your water level if it's void of elevation?
It's a straight line test. Our aim is to show that you can use geometric principles and real life tools in order to perform and show the link between reality and geometry and why geometry is how it is.
Okay, so then if you did decide what you want to shoot it with an auto level and you measured drop, what would that mean?
Sorry?
If you did shoot through your auto level across your auto level across your water level and there was drop, what would that mean?
The water level, if you shoot across a water level and see drop in the water level, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
From one end to the other?
Yes.
Well, there must be something wrong with the water level, right? Or there's something wrong with your auto level, right? There's a problem somewhere.
Okay. And
Have
if you
ever? How big's the longest water level you've ever had, Sean?
I don't have a water level.
Okay.
I don't need one. I know how it works.
Oh.
And in that, if you check
wait a minute.
level,
well, wait, Sean, please. You're asking me to perform a test that you haven't done yourself.
You have all the tools. I don't need to do the test to know what will happen.
Okay, well, let's start small, because I have done a 100-meter water level.
Okay, I've already established the distance. I've already established that you don't need to be within millimeters. What you're saying is that a water level...
If you want to be measuring millimeters, yes, you need to be within millimeters. Okay, that's just with an auto level.
Okay, if you shoot your water level with your auto level, and there's drop, what will that mean? If
there's drop, it means there's a slope, right?
Wait, it can't be.
If there's measurable drop, it means there's a grade to whatever it is you've just measured. Like, there's an elevation change.
Okay, again, I'm talking about with the water level. So if the water level at the other end has drop,
what do you mean has drop?
It's not at zero, and you know exactly.
What do you mean not at zero? It's a water level. The water establishes the level, Sean.
Through your auto level.
Oh, now you're looking through an auto level. What are you talking about, Sean?
I've been talking about doing it the whole time.
The auto level. Which one are you talking about, Sean?
Okay, we'll do this again. Setting up a water level and shooting it with an auto level. The same thing I've been saying this whole time, Bev. I don't understand why you got some kind of case of amnesia or something, but I made it very clear what I'm talking about numerous times on purpose to make sure that you are very clear on what I am talking about. I've already established that you understand that auto level is accurate. You don't need to be within millimeters to do this observation. And I've asked you if there is drop, what that means. You said that something's wrong with your tool.
That's an elevation change, isn't it, Sean?
Not if you're citing a water level.
Well, if you're citing not a water level, it's an elevation change. Are you saying that if you do cite a water level and you see drop, then that isn't an elevation change for the water level?
I'll make it very clear. If you use a auto level in a measuring rod and you get drop, that is elevation. Mm-hmm. If you use a water level and shoot from one end to the other and you have drop, that is not elevation. Because if it was elevation, then your water level it wouldn't be fucking level, right, Bev? We've established that. So you saying the opposite of what I'm saying.
Can you do both? Sense. Can you measure it with a measuring rod at the same time? Right, and then what do you think that would show? Would it show elevation change or not elevation change? What would it do?
So you're saying if you put a measuring rod next to the other end of the water level,
mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now, do you, just for shits and giggles, are you zeroing it out?
What do you mean, are you zero? We just put in a water level there.
Okay, perfect. So same size. So it'll be the measuring rod will measure. If you measure the next to the water level, they'll measure the same on both ends, correct?
If there's no elevation change, yes, it will stay the same, even altitude of the level. Okay. Yes.
Now, if you shoot that, when you shoot with your auto level to that designated area, that measuring rod, and the water level on the other end, and it has drop. Because remember, you're canceled out the elevation. So if you want to measure elevation, you want to be really tedious about it, we can do that. I know how that works too. If one side measures 6 feet off the ground and the other side measures 10 feet off the ground, then you understand that there's a 4-foot drop.
Yeah.
Now, if we know that, we can then establish a zero.
Right. So where's the water level in this?
Exactly. You don't really even need the water. I'm just doing this.
No, don't keep on the water level, Sean. Is there a drop measured at the other end? So that's an
Yes.
elevation change, right?
Nope. No.
So you measure a drop, but for
Okay,
some
let's do
reason
this.
you're not going to call
Bev,
that an elevation change.
I'll do this again for you, and you will agree because you already agreed. If you measure the first side and it's 6 feet off the ground, and then you go to the other side and it's 10 feet off the ground, you know that there is a 4-foot elevation drop
Of
now,
the ground.
Now listen.
Right, not the level.
But
the
you have to
ground
listen.
dropped.
Now listen. The water level is level across, regardless of elevation. Correct?
It's an even altitude, a horizontal condition.
No.
Yes.
The water level is level regardless of elevation. Correct?
What do you mean, regardless of elevation?
If you put a water level, okay, I've already established it.
Wherever, in fact, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's going to be level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have
always
a water level,
a horizontal plane,
and there's 20 foot of drop on one side of that water level, and there's only 5 foot of drop on the other water level, the water level stays level. Correct?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, so when you shoot with an auto level to the other side, and the other side has drop, what is that? How is that happening? What is that?
That sounds like an elevation change, which is impossible because I know it can't be an elevation change.
Okay.
Right. So what do you wish? What do you say it is then?
I know it's curvature.
What do you not say it's optics?
No, it's curvature.
Wait, how can it be if there's a drop but there isn't a drop? How can you say there's curvature?
Because if it's level and there is drop, then there is curvature.
It's a point to point measurement, though, Sean.
Now, would you like to
slope
then go
grade
further into how? Would you like to go into further how that is understood? We can. I know exactly where it's going to go because I'm going to say a special word that's going to tick you off and make you say it's not real. But it doesn't. It still establishes everything that I'm saying.
I think you should be a little bit more clear on how you think the water level drops. And it also drops measurably with the measuring rod, but you don't say that's an elevation change.
Because one is measuring, one you're citing for elevation change, and the other doesn't have an elevation change. So if there is drop, then you can't account for elevation.
Are we getting into the law of non-contradiction here, where you're having drop but no drop at the same time? It seems to be contradicting each other.
I made it very clear, and it doesn't contradict each other because curvature and elevation change is very voided. The water level, the measuring rod, will give you elevation, and the water level, which we've already established, I've established this at least 8 times now with you, Bev, that a water level does not give a rat's ass about elevation. It's supposed to be 0 to 0.
Yeah, it's a level. Yeah.
Okay, so if you shoot it and there's drop, which has been done so many damn times, it's ridiculous, because we can do this with a building.
You shoot it and there is drop.
We can do this with a building. We can do this with bridges. We can do this with boats in the horizon, and it all just still works. So what I'm establishing with you is that a water level has nothing to do with elevation.
But it's measured, as though it is an elevation change, you just said.
No, I didn't. I made it very clear. If you're not listening, you're not listening. But I'll finish.
So there's no drop in the distance then when you're looking through with the auto level.
When you're looking through a auto level at a water level setup, there is no elevation
beyond the limits of the actual auto level.
There is no water level drop, or there's no water level. No water level elevation drop.
But when you look through the scope, you're saying there is a drop, right?
Yes, there is.
But you're saying it's not a drop.
We can do this with build. I'm saying one is elevation. One is curvature measurements. They are not the same thing. I've already established this. So when you act like you don't know what I'm saying, it's kind of weird. But at the same time, I get what you're doing. It's just... And it's not honest. It's very dishonest.
There's no need for that, Sean.
I'm just telling you like it is, because I've made it very clear at least 8 times, and you having me repeat myself isn't chill.
It doesn't make any sense to me, Sean.
I understand it doesn't make sense to you, but there's a way for it to make sense that you already told me you're not going to do because it's not part of your test. But the reality of it is doing what I'm saying would establish that, for one, your understanding of level is incorrect, and for two, that there is a reason that water level has a measurable drop and an auto level, even though we know that both ends are level.
And you said it's got measurable drop.
If you're not willing to understand,
do you realize you just said that the water level's got measurable drop?
Yeah, if you look through an auto level.
So that's a slope, right? It would be measured as a slope.
Curvature, yeah. Slope, curvature.
In both directions from wherever you are.
Yeah, if you're going to start from the center, yes.
You're going to start from the center of what?
Well, if you keep acting as if I keep telling you start from one end and sight to the other end, you keep acting as if I'm saying to center line it, and I'm not.
Well, like I say, we did this with Blue the other day. We would like put in the auto level at the side of a canal. And then when you measure the water level, right, going away from you, Blue said, it slopes away from you. Wherever you put the auto level up, the water level will slope away from you.
That is curvature, not elevation.
The slope is curvature now.
Yes.
Well, how do you get the curvature out of that straight line?
If you're talking about water level, then yes. If you're talking about elevation change, then you're not talking about water level.
Right. It sounds much simpler if you go with the way I say when we say water level is a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of reference. Then you don't have any rise or drop or slope or curve or anything. It's just a straight line.
Then when you measure that with an optical tool that's capable of measuring curvature, then it changes what you're saying. It changes everything because it's not there's curvature. That's all there is to it. Okay. The reason you're not wanting to do it is because then you would establish that we are correct.
Okay, so do you go with the drop model then, like the slope? Like we've got this new one, the slope. The water level slopes away from wherever you are.
If I say fall, is that different from me saying slope?
Okay, well, that's so.
If I say drop, is it different from me saying slope?
Jesse Kozlowski says drops down / away, right? Drops down away from the horizontal.
Is fall, drop, rise, are these terms different from anything else besides your slope? Or do you understand that those are still terms used when we're talked about a slope?
Yeah, drop down. Right. I know you do rise over run to get a grade, right? That's what I was saying at the beginning. That is just a slope. There's no curve. Okay. If you're using triangles, then there's no curves involved in any of the measurements in anything that you ever do. So that's why when I said at the beginning, you cannot measure curvature. It's not able to do it. The best you can do is measure a grade or a slope.
You just said it can't be done. I just explained to you how it can be done, and now you're saying it can't be done. How is that possible? What if there's drop between the two water levels, Bev? What does that mean? It don't say elevation because we understand the water level is level.
There is no drop. I mean, it can't drop, can it? It's an even altitude.
It can't drop on a flat Earth, but on a globe it does.
Right. Okay. So if we put use a little bit of straight line, and we draw a straight line in between point A and point B, and then put it so there's no drop of either end. Right.
You mean a tangent line?
No, I just put a line straight line between one end of the water level and the other end of the water level, right?
Okay, sure.
Okay, now
it will not be that. Then it will not be level, or will not be horizontal, or will not be horizontal to it. It will be a straight line. It doesn't have to be the same thing.
It is a straight line. The shortest distance between those 2 points is a straight line, right?
Let me say it one more time because maybe you weren't listening. Just because it's a straight line does not make it a horizontal line.
I didn't say that. I just said it's a straight
I
line.
know.
You make a
I know,
straight line,
but I
the
know you were
shortest
going that way,
distance. I'm just
so
trying to confirm. Now,
yes, a straight line is a yes. Okay, you
now,
established that's pretty common.
if we were to tap in another water level right in the middle, like just a tube, and bunk it in there,
Same thing. Same thing would happen.
and we were
That line
allowed
would
to
cut-
fill
that
it
line
up,
would that line would cut right through.
right? So the line that we've already made, where would the water level of the center tube, where would that go to in relation to the line, the straight line that we've just drawn from
It would
one
cut
end
through it.
to
It
the
would
other?
cut through it. It would cut through its horizontal. It would go. It would slice right through it, just like the first one.
What do you mean?
Why?
It's
Because
like
it's-
the water
because
level would fill
if-
up, right?
If
And
you're okay, they'll do it. Make it very clear. The line. If you would establish two lines, first of all, one line would be if you had your water level set up, and you drew a straight line from one end to the other. You're not going to have that line is not going to go right over the top at 0 and right over the top at 0 at the other one. What's going to happen is it's going to cut right down the center of, or probably right down the center of it. Now, if you put another one in there, all you're doing is establishing level at those two distances inside the other water level. And that straight line that you put is not going to be level. It won't be a straight line between all of them. You will not have 0 between all of them. And all I'm explaining right now is exactly that straight line you keep talking about is used by using an theodolite that measures the drop to that next horizontal. And there is a measurable drop to the next horizontal, which can't be done if it's a flat straight line along from end to end.
sorry, a measurable drop from one horizontal to the next,
Yep.
like an angular deviance of horizontals.
Yep. So guess what? How there would be only one way for that really to work, and that'd be on curvature.
Yeah, I don't think horizontals intersect.
Did I say horizontals intersect?
You,
Well, I see what you're saying. Because first of all, the first water level that you set up, just because you've put a second water level in between those 2 points, doesn't make the two horizontals or both water levels horizontal to each other.
we just tapped to one in the middle, and I was asking for the reference of that water level where it would end up in reference to the line that was drawn across the other two.
It's going to be level between the other two, and if you drew
would it be on that same straight line?
No. No.
Would it be above that straight line or below that straight line?
It would drop below it.
It would be below.
If you're talking about a straight line off that horizontal, yes.
No. We're talking about a straight line from one end to the other, and then adding another tapped-in piece, so there are 3 uprights rather than 2.
How about if we draw a level line, a horizontal line to all 3? How about that? Yes, that can be done.
They would all be on the same horizontal.
They would be on the same horizontal.
Yeah.
They would not be on the same straight line.
Can we do the intermission over here to read a few comments?
Sure.
Well, can I just ask there though, because that is pretty. It's a horizontal, not a straight line.
But a straight line isn't always horizontal.
No, but you said they would be on the same horizontal, right?
Okay.
All of the water levels would be on the same horizontal.
You can have the same way you can have flat but not horizontal, but you can have flat horizontal is how it works. Just because you can have one at one instant doesn't make it the same all the way around, because you can have a straight line that's not level.
Yeah, but a horizontal, if they're all on the same horizontal, then they're all on the same horizontal plane. And the water level establishes a horizontal plane of reference, of which all points of that water, of that body, are on the same horizontal plane.
If this magical thing that I'm going to bring up, which I'm going to regret bringing up, I know it. If this magical thing we call gravity is what's establishing horizontal, At each point, what would you then have?
Well, you have
A
that
grid.
gravity vector being
Yeah.
vertical, which is perpendicular
Yes.
to the surface. Yeah?
Huh?
It's
Say again?
perpendicular to the surface.
It's perpendicular to the center of the mass.
To the
There's
surface.
a difference. There's a difference. So every point, 90 degrees to any other point,
Mhm.
is where gravity pulls down. So that's how plumb bobs work.
Yeah,
A plumb bob.
vertical.
Can we
And it's, yeah.
can we do the intermission and then it's kind of in this gravity, you know, it's kind of in the beginning of this one. We can entertain that if you guys want to, and then that will
We all know.
elaborate more in this horizontal level straight.
You're going to read out some super chats now, then?
Yeah. I got a
alright.
bunch of
I
I
just
got a
need to
bunch
try
of
that.
them, so we'll try to do it quick. First of all, thank you everybody for watching. 100 plus people watching. They were earlier. 113. Hell yeah, man! Big audience. I appreciate everybody. Make sure to like, dislike, share the show. And here we go with super chat questions. Anamorphic Mind. Jose, have you tried Miracle Grow for your hairline? I have not tried Miracle Grow, but maybe with this money I'll buy me some more acrylic paint and paint another different hairlines and see which one looks better for YouTube viewing. Thank you, Anamorphic Mind. Fear the Devil. Thank you, sir. Bev has stated he is not a professional surveyor. So why is he dodging someone? Like talking shit about that amateurish, Bev? Big shout out to Gently's channel for a big $10 PayPal donation. Gently's channel, boom, to you too, sir. So, Bev, why when you say you're not a professional surveyor, why are you dodging someone? Are you taking a break away from the mic, Bev?
Yeah, I've just got back.
Sorry.
What's that?
Hey,
what have I missed?
You stated that you're not a professional surveyor. So why are you dodging someone?
Sorry? Why am I?
Dodging is like talking shit about that's amateurish. But you say you're not a professional surveyor. Why are you dodging someone?
Why am I? Who am I dodging? What? I don't understand. What do you mean?
You were talking shit about something not being right. You say to Chunky earlier, that's amateur. Like that's not the way to do. But you have already claimed that you're not a professional surveyor.
Yeah, but
So
I
why
do
are
know
you...
the basics, right? I have studied it. I've got a land surveying certificate on my wall. I have been to college and done 2 years of this sort of stuff, right, in my past. So I do have experience. I have the tools. And I know, I think that what they're talking about is when I said, when Sean said you don't need a measuring rod for an auto level. Well, yeah, you do. You do.
Not if you're not if you're citing a water level. No, you don't.
We got Earth is Life. Earth is Life with $5. Bev doesn't like to be doxxed, but he seems to like misrepresenting what people say and lying about what people have said. Ooh, that's a hard one.
Wow, did he seriously say that I don't like being doxxed? Is there anybody that does like being doxxed? Is that a... It's like, that is a really bad way to open a super chat. He paid you for that, right? He paid you to tell...
Yeah, Earth is Life for $5.
Yeah. Wow. Raking it in.
Beard the Devil. Big $10. Beard the... Thank you, brother. Bev, what is the level of accuracy of a water level over 400 meters? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. What do you reckon? I reckon it's... my one, I reckon it's millimeter accurate, right? Establishing level.
I guess so. We go with Brad Wegner for $4.99. Question for Bev. You say you have a straight line test. How will you be able to tell if your line is straight? Thank you, Brad.
Geometric principles. Study Euclid. You'll get it. Logic.
Mr. Victory's Radio, $5. If you are standing on a huge shaped sphere and you look out, you are only going to see a straight line horizon, a straight line horizon. Babe, your straight line test is pointless. Shout out to Mr. Victory Radio.
All horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon.
And if that's the case, and you shoot and there's drop, what would that be due to?
If, like I say, we keep saying it, if you look over a distance and there is a drop from the horizontal, then that's a measured change in the vertical. We call that elevation change, don't we?
Okay, so if you see measurable drop on a water level, what does that do to?
If you see a measurable drop of a water level over the working range of the tool, then, I mean, that would mean flowing water.
So are you saying that a 400-meter water level is not accurate?
I would be saying that you wouldn't use an auto level over that distance.
No, but we already established we're not trying to be within millimeters.
Yeah,
So
but you've already established that you're after a 2-inch drop.
So what I was asking you before that you're kind of avoiding still is if there is measurable drop over a water level, what does that do to?
That would be flowing water. You know that.
We understand. Okay, we've already established that a water level has nothing to do with flowing water.
Right?
Yeah. So if a water level has drop, what does that
show
do
us
to?
show us some of these things that you're saying. Show us show us a measurable drop of the water level, Sean.
You said
Can we
you had
read
the
a few?
tools.
Let's read a few more of these. A few more. I got like a bunch. We'll try to find a way. I'll probably read a handful of them, and then I'll let you guys take the floor for another 15, 20 minutes, and we'll read a few more. Beer the Devil have a few over here. Very good. Beer the Devil, $10. Babe, does a water level care about the surface it is on, or is it completely independent of the surface?
Yeah, like I said many times, even altitude water level establishes a plane of even altitude. We call it a horizontal condition. You should look into it.
Now, have you established
another?
Oh,
go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, Sean. You got to follow up for that.
I was going to say, have you in your test established a straight line between the 2 points?
100-meter water level, yeah.
What about
Straight line all the way.
You said you had one.
Yeah, 100 meters, yes, done that.
No,
In the testing, when we did the tests, we tested the first 100 meters, we took it out, and that is definitely level and a straight line.
What did you establish that with?
Auto level. We put an auto level in the middle, and we looked at one end and then the other end, and then we moved the auto level, you know, like you do for a 2-peg test, to one end, and then sighted across the 100 meters, and then we took the auto level past, or 50 meters past, which meant we were looking at 150 meters. It starts to get in a bit blurry there, and you can't really see what you're doing. And then we took it to another 100 meters past.
Wait, you effed up. You messed up.
No, we've been doing testing.
Yeah, I know, dude. But you're telling me that you're within millimeters of accuracy. You're telling me that my way of using auto level at 400 meters isn't accurate enough. You've established that you wouldn't trust an auto level past 50 meters, but now you're taking shots at 150 meters and telling me that there's a straight line. Did you show this? Is there any way that you've actually did you record these results?
Yeah, we did it live on Discord, like we do all of our tests.
And when you shot 150 meters, what level of accuracy did you get?
You can't get accuracy, right? That's why we said we know how accurate we can get. What did you get when you did your accuracy tests?
Oh, on mine? Oh, mine.
Do you just use varying grades of sticks with sticky tape on them?
I have many times. Yeah, sometimes my linker rod is busted and the tape inside broke. I've used 4-foot lath. I've used 6-foot pipes with measuring marks on them. Yeah, there's many ways of establishing a measuring.
Have you ever stuck a 30
stick.
centimeter ruler on a goalpost?
I'll be
Why
back
would
in
I
a
do
few
that?
minutes to read a few more. Take the floor, guys.
The measurements you're talking are ridiculous. I guarantee you weren't looking for millimeter accuracy at 150, which means then we've established that at 400 meters.
No, that was testing.
We're not,
Sean,
at
that was
400
testing.
meters. At 400 meters, we're not trying to establish
We
a millimeter
wouldn't do it over
accuracy.
400 meters. I mean, that's ridiculous, Sean.
You said you wouldn't do it over 50 meters, but now
Yeah.
you're telling me how you did. But now you're telling me you did measurements over 100.
No, I didn't. No, Sean.
Now, when
Sean,
you did those tests,
Sean,
when you did those
Sean,
tests,
please,
was it
please don't tell me what I'm telling you, and
I
then
know,
not
I'm
let
asking
me
you.
actually say what I've got to say.
I'm literally
That's
asking
very
you right
rude.
now. Calm down. I'm asking you a question. When you did your 150 meter sight, did you have a straight line between both water levels?
When we were doing testing, Sean, like I'll say again, we put the auto level in the middle and then sighted 50 meters either side. We then moved the auto level to one end, and that's using, so it's just basically like a 2-peg test, except what we're doing is we're using both ends of the water level that never change, and we move the auto level, but it's a 2-peg test over 100 meters. Because once you move it 50 meters to one side, Sean, then you are looking at 100 meters to check it.
At 150 meters.
Yeah.
Were you able to establish a straight line?
What is it you think we are checking at the point when we move the auto level to the other side, Sean?
At 150 meters, was you able to establish a straight line between
I said,
the auto level?
Sean, listen, you cannot see accurately. That's how we know you cannot do it. It's testing, Sean. We are not testing the water level when we do that test. We are testing the auto level and the optics of the tool of the auto level.
What you're telling me is
over the distance.
So what you're telling me is that no point were you guys even establishing the straight line that you're saying your water levels do.
No, and what I'm telling you, Sean, is that we have been out there and tested the optics of the tool, and we have found out you cannot accurately do the measurement over that distance. What have you done, Sean?
You said you've done tests with water level. So when you've done that, at any of these tests, have you established a straight line between the water levels?
Yes, the first one. When we put the auto level in the middle, we established a straight line from the auto level to each end of the water level. Yes, Sean.
150 meters is very tiny. That's why I keep saying 400 meters.
Yeah,
and asking
it's
about
not
the
accurate. You can't do that, Sean.
Okay, within what accuracy was it at 150?
Not enough for
how much?
Us, Sean.
How much?
Just not enough.
How much?
Not enough.
You said you did it. How much?
It wasn't measurable to the millimeter, Sean.
Okay, we've already established we don't need that. I'm asking, okay, better yet,
Sean, you've established that you don't need that. I do.
It wasn't.
I need that. I need that level of accuracy.
And how much was it off? How much was it off of your millimeter accuracy?
I gotta read. This is the last comment I got, but I gotta read it because it's very pertinent to what we're talking about. How do you read the water level test to determine what the difference is? How do you read that?
Which water level test? The one I've just been talking about.
Yes.
You just sight the water level through the auto level. Sight it. You look and you see the water level is on the scope, on the crosshairs. You then do a 180 and look in the opposite direction, and the water level is on the crosshairs.
How off was it on the 100 meter?
You can't read the accuracy.
No, you can. You just can't read your millimeter accuracy.
No,
that's why I'm asking you.
the hair.
How off was
the
it?
hair is that big that you cannot read the accuracy.
No, you should
over that distance.
That's why, and for that reason, and if you've used a linker rod or a measuring rod long enough, you understand that all the numbers are black. All the hash marks that you measure, tenths and everything, some are different, but on all of them, of the measuring rods you're talking about, is it true or false that the main letters 1, 2, 3 are red for a reason? Because at a certain distance, you can read within a certain distance, you can read within half tenths, but at another distance, you can't. You can only see within tenths. Then a further distance, you can see within a foot. And at 400 meters, you can easily, accurately measure within that foot. So when I ask you, how close was it, or how off was it in accuracy at 100 meters and at 150 meters, because you said you did it, you should know how off they were.
It just wasn't accurate enough.
So then
that's why we decided this can't be done with an auto level, right?
You weren't really within a millimeter of accuracy. Matter of fact, when you did your 50 meter reading, did you actually measure within millimeters, or did you just have a leaker rod? Because a measuring stick doesn't measure within the millimeters. You would need like a high school ruler.
This is your test.
No,
for measuring curve. It is. No, I've told you again. My test does not involve an auto level. This is you explaining to us how you do it. Right?
Okay. Let me ask you this again, Bev. How did you establish your straight line?
We are doing a test with water levels and combining it with geometry to.
Okay. You've already said it, Bev. You've already said it.
How did you establish? He cited.
Yeah. How did you cite it? How did you establish that straight line? You've already said it. That's why when you said it,
no, Sean.
Okay.
You are looking through. You're talking about an auto level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And what you should do to verify it, but then I asked you.
So in the testing, yes, you asked me if I'd ever done it with an auto level, and I said testing. Yes, I have. Right, that isn't how we are doing the test.
Sean. Bev, you already I'll tell you how you're running the test because you've already said it, and this is the.
What do you mean you'll tell me how I'm running my test?
Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. You set up a 100-meter water level, and in that 100-meter water level, you took a auto level at 50 meters. I said 100 meters. In your test.
No, in the testing for our equipment, I'm testing everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. We did the 100 meters. Right.
That's what I'm talking.
Now forget about that. That's in the testing, right? We've been to the beach. We've done the horizon test. We've tested how the team reacts together when we're going live. We've tested how Discord works, how we can get all of the cameras working on Discord, right?
You just explained this to me.
That's all in preparation for the big test.
Seriously, dude. Bev, you explained your test to me, and then I started asking questions about it.
That isn't the test, Sean. You're explaining to us how you measure curvature.
No.
Can you not remember?
No, I remember 5 minutes ago you were explaining a 100-meter water level test you did, and me asking how you established a straight line. You said we did it from this. You did a center line sight, which means you're in the middle of the two, and then you said you did it at 100 meters. Then you did it at 150 meters. And then I started asking you about how accurate those were. And then you kind of just like went into this.
I said
something else thing.
I said, Sean.
He said he cited the water level with an auto level.
In that test, we went, it's not accurate. This auto level isn't accurate enough.
You said
we won't use the auto level.
Bev, you said you used the auto level to test the accuracy of your, or you used an auto level to test the accuracy of your water
No,
level.
I said in testing we did that.
Then how'd you verify your straight line between the water levels? Say it, because you said it already. You got to say it again. You got to, because you said it already.
It's
how did you
a
establish
water
that?
level is point A to B. That is the shortest distance between that point. Is a straight line.
How'd you
I
establish that?
I need to read a few super chat because I was felt short last time. Now, everybody, please vote. We got 79 votes. If we can get 100 votes, that would be fantastic. There's a poll on the screen. The question is, who is doing better so far, Bev or Shunji? We got 79 votes. Let's get it to 100, and then we'll round it up. Beer the Devil with a $5. Bev, is Earth level and flat? If not, then how are plumb lines perpendicular, and what are they supposed to be perpendicular to? Good question.
Right, it's not flat. There's mountains and valleys, right? So I don't know what he's talking about. He's mad.
He's saying how are plumb lines perpendicular, and what are they supposed to be perpendicular to? Maybe if you can answer.
Okay, plumb lines are verticals and they are perpendicular, and vertical is perpendicular to horizontal, which is fine. That's great. They are perpendicular. So if you have a body of water and you hang a plumb bob over it, at every point you travel along that thing, it will be perpendicular to the horizontal plane established by the water level.
Good. Yeah, we'll try to keep him short like this. I got another one by Beer the Devil, another $5. Thank you, sir. What optical effect causes an observation through an auto level to no longer be level with the auto level?
Are you asking Sean?
No, he's asking you.
I think he's asking you.
Why is everybody asking me? What do you think, Sean?
Well, people is asking questions.
I've already established what it is. You're the one who keeps avoiding
The optical effect.
But
What optical effect was the thing?
Well, optical effect causes an observation through an auto level to no longer be level with the auto level.
What do you think,
it.
Sean?
Drop. Curvature.
Well, that's elevation change, right?
Really, Bev? Do we got to do this again? Okay.
No. Let me read a few more. Take notes, guys. If you want to get to a discussion, there's a bunch of interesting quick points. We'll try to get them out of the way and you guys continue. Earth is live for $5. Bev, you see people asking you questions. Why do all surveying textbooks and manuals refer to a level as a curved surface of the Earth? Interesting question.
I don't know. I've not seen all of the textbooks. I've seen a load of the clips that have got on McToons' website, but I mean everybody dismisses McToons as a shill, so that seems to be the only place that stores all of these things. I mean, have you got a whole textbook to show us for surveying?
All right, yeah, keep that in mind. Earth is live. Maybe send him a DM with the manual. Fear the Devil 1864, another $5. Babe, do level water levels slope, or do they maintain a straight line on a horizontal plane? Whoa.
Say that again.
Do level water levels slope, or do they maintain a straight line on a horizontal plane?
Yeah, there's no slope to water, is it? That would be flowing water.
All right. We got Sean Hawkins asking, Bev, are you recording this to edit it later and make Sean look foolish?
I don't think I need to edit it. I think Sean's going to look foolish anyway.
James Collins for £5. Bev is just a troll. You can hear it in his voice. Much love to Jose. Much love to you, James. He's saying you're a troll, Bev. What the hell?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Everybody free to decide whatever they want. You think I'm trolling? Do you think I'm trolling, Sean?
That's not for me. I don't know what you're doing, Bev.
All right, we got a few more. We got into the end. This is quick. We go good. Beer the Devil 1864. Bev, is the horizon level?
All horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon, and like I say, level is a straight line on a horizontal plane. So all the horizontal planes will be parallel to the plane of the horizon. So the plane of the horizon would be level,
right?
yeah.
So yes, the horizon level. Okay. Larry Scott for $4.99. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Wow.
Go big or go home. Bev trying measuring across multiple mile. Please, not 400 meters, but 10, 20, 40 kilometers, 150 meters of drop from horizontal the instrument. At the instrument.
Right, well, I'll say it again, right? This is a personal test between me and Spot On. We just, it's a can we do it thing. So this is our little test. Now, once we've done it, then, woo, we'll be open up for other people. They can go big. Definitely go big if you want to. I mean, this is meant to be cheap, so you can do it on your own. For 100
right,
quid.
I got this one. This one comes with a screen share. Hopefully you guys can see that. Tango 24 for 5 New Zealands. Tango, thank you. LIGO facility built 4 kilometers long arms that shoot perfectly level laser beam through a vacuum. The laser is perfectly level. Each end is a different height, and there's an image of LIGO on screen shared by Tango.
It's perfectly level. The laser beam, did he say?
The laser is perfectly level.
Sweet.
Each end is a different height.
Okay, so the level one would be straight. And like I'd say with the LIGO, it's X and Y axis, a bit like the Cartesian coordinate system. And if they're both level, then that would put them on the same horizontal plane. And so whoever that was, say thank you.
Yeah, thank
snuck
you.
that one through very much.
Good. Earth is Live already sent you the manual from MC Tunes, and you avoided like a plague. Says.
Yeah, I don't have anything from MC Tunes. He's a known, you know.
Digital Demonic Davros. Here we go. 5 Australians. Jose. Boom. I put my first aid certificate on the wall. I must be an ambulance officer. How do you set a datum, Bev? Shout out to Davros.
Davros is what? Is he got he's an ambulance driver or something?
Yeah, because he
Nice.
put a first aid certificate on the wall, so he's an ambulance officer now. But how do you set a datum? That was the question.
How do you set a datum? You just find the benchmark and transpose it from one point to the other. I mean,
we got Toady UK.
He's not a surveyor or anything, Davros. So we know that.
Toady UK with £199. Thank you, Toady. Bev is struggling badly. His accent firms up. Shout out to Toady. And I got 2 more quick comments. C4 for $5.
Something about my accent.
Yeah, your accent firms up. You say that's why they know you're struggling. What do you think?
Because I talk like I do. I don't know. Nice one, Toady. So it's a bit cheap that though. Everybody else is up £5.
You're gonna like this one. This one will boost you up. C4 for $5.
I like to interrupt you on purpose because I hate C4.
Yeah, but Bev for the win. Sean got wrecked. How about that? Shout out to C4. Have you noticed C4? He changed a few months ago, a month and a half ago.
Yeah, he's got some issues now.
And last super chat of this intermission. Beer the Devil 1864 for $5. Bev, is the infinite plane of the horizon parallel with the surface of the entire world? I stumbled there. Let me read it again. Bev, is the infinite plane of the horizon parallel with the surface of the entire world?
I don't know. I think he's getting confused there. They say that horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon. But, I mean, he's getting all confused with, I don't know, the infinite plane. I mean, planes in geometry are infinite. I mean, is that what he's talking? He's getting confused between geometry and...
I'm not sure. I know Earth is Live is say it's not from NC Tunes, that link he sent you. Maybe you want to re-review it again soon. Yeah. And one more by Kango24. This one will wrap up definitely this segment of Super Chats. Bev, each end of the LIGO arms is a different height to keep the laser level. The Earth is curved. If it was flat, why would that be the case? Thank you, Kango.
Is that the guy that said it was level? The laser beam was level?
Yes.
Well, if the laser beam's level, then it's straight. Level is straight. I don't understand what he's saying. There's different heights recorded at either end of the...
Is a slope... Can a slope be a straight line?
Yeah. Of course it can. You know it can. So that's the horizontal straight that slopes downwards, right?
Now,
or does it slope upwards? The
LIGO
arms. Are you saying the LIGO arms slope downwards or upwards?
I don't know about LIGO arms. I didn't look into
That's what we're talking about, though. That is exactly what we're talking about.
No, what we're talking about is your water level test with an auto level and accuracy.
No. Your test for measuring curvature, Sean.
I've already established how I would do that. And then you went into how an outer level isn't accurate, and then went on to tell me how you did a water level test at 150 meters, which is 100 meters further than you said you would use.
No, in testing.
Okay.
In testing. Get it
now,
right.
How did you establish a straight line between the 2 points without center lining it?
Over that distance, you couldn't with an auto level.
Okay, within what accuracy?
What do you mean? You couldn't?
So you're saying you couldn't see the other side?
Within the accuracy that I wanted to be able to see it, it wasn't possible.
How far off?
At that point, I went, this is not good enough for us to be able to do that. And there was an agreement with everybody in the Discord channel. It was too far, was the agreement. Everybody said that. Everybody that was there all agreed that you wasn't able to see that with that accuracy.
I'm asking you how far off it was. Could you see the other side?
You couldn't measure it at the accuracy that we wanted to, Sean. What's up with that as an answer, Sean?
I'm asking you.
I'm done. I'm done. It wasn't accurate enough for us. We worked to higher standards, obviously.
What? How off was it? So you're telling me if it was 1.5 millimeters off, you wouldn't have used it?
I couldn't measure it, could we?
If it was 1.5 millimeters off,
what have you found in your testing? Tell us, and I'll try and search my memory of what it was when I'll think back now.
I've done observations.
What did you do?
I've had measurable drop, not elevation drop, so it's curvature. If you have measurable drop and you know the elevations of everything, and you can
what's your accuracy though? What's your accuracy over that sort of distance?
If I'm doing in the test I was talking about, 400 meter water level.
Show us.
In a 400 meter water level, my accuracy, I want to know 0 to a foot.
150 meters, Sean.
Oh, within 6 inches.
Within 6 inches? Well, that's absolutely shite, isn't it? That's definitely not good enough for me.
I had to have the numbers, then I would go 25 feet. If I need the numbers that down to whatever you're saying, 1 millimeter, I'd go 10 feet. And I just do it in 10-foot increments. But that's when you would start having a measurable of inaccuracy. And that's what I'm asking you. How far off was your measurable? Was it off in accuracy? How far off was it? You already established that you have to use this measuring rod, and I've already established that I understand how the measuring rod works. So I'm asking you, within the red numbers, how off was it?
Okay, right now I'll tell you again, Sean. This is the last time I'm going to say it. When I use my auto level, right? Mm-hmm. I use it so I can be millimeter accurate.
Okay, then
right?
why would you?
If I am not millimeter accurate, I don't use it. I bring the distance down so I can be millimeter accurate.
So you believe?
So I'm
at
not
50
bothered
meters,
at anything. If I can't see that millimeter, I'm not interested in it. It's not accurate enough for me. I like to be millimeter accurate. Now,
Okay,
I don't know about you. You think
then you
6
should-
inches over 150 meters is good enough for you. Well, that's rubbish. I'm not having that.
To know if something has dropped, yes. Again, you're saying that you need to have within a millimeter, and I doubt you're doing within a millimeter at 50 feet at 50 meters anyway. And you're telling me
Sorry?
that you did it at
Sorry, are
100
you
meters.
pretending to be a
Then-
surveyor, Sean?
Pretending. I've done more surveying than you have.
Right,
We'll
so
put
you
it
don't
that
think
way.
it's possible to be millimeter accurate over 50 meters?
I'm asking you
with an
at
auto
what
level.
accuracy was it at 100 meters? It's a very simple question that you've been avoiding.
Not 1 millimeter.
How much?
Sean,
Yes.
it's not 1 millimeter.
Is it at 50?
Yes, you can be millimeter accurate. You should know that, Sean. You should know you could be millimeter accurate with an auto level over 50 meters. You should know that.
I don't get what you're saying, because I know that in millimeters, I don't know any company that goes within millimeters. And if you're doing a center line test, how did you establish your straight line? Because at 50 meters, you can easily see within millimeters between the 2 points, correct?
Are you talking about the straight line so you can teach us how you measure curvature?
No, I'm establishing the accuracy of your test, basically.
Straight line test.
So when you did that, what was your elevation of the first water level?
We call that 0, right?
No, that's establishing horizontal. I'm asking you, because if I'm going to establish a straight line, and I'm going to do it, if I'm doing it shooting a center line, which means for people who don't know what center lining is, that means you shoot one way, then you turn 180 degrees and you shoot to the other distance. So at 50 feet, at 50 meters,
backsight, foresight.
So at 50 meters, you did a center line sighting. So what was your elevation at your first water level? What was your elevation of your auto level? And what was the elevation of the other other end of the water level? Because this is the basic way of establishing a straight line. And we've already established this, because earlier we were talking about how it was 4 feet.
Explain to everybody, Sean. Please, I'm making a cup of tea. You have a go at explaining to everybody the basic method of establishing a straight line. Go on.
You said you
I'm
did
making
a
a
straight
brew.
line test. You said you did a straight line test. I'm asking you how you established the straight line, how accurate the straight line you're saying you did is, and I'm asking you the basic data that you need to establish a straight line between 2 points on a center line test or center line sight. So please, what were the elevations? Because those, you have to have those. You're deafened, Jose.
Oh, I was muted. I will take this opportunity to say thank you, Chonji, and thanks, Bev, for being here so far.
Hey,
the poll.
I am gonna have to take off probably in like next 5-10 minutes. So
Okay.
if you want to wrap it up or let people in, that's
you're not going to teach everybody about the straight line, the basic way to do the straight line, Sean.
Let me read this one, and I'm gonna let you guys take this next few minutes. Chonji is about to leave, but I wrapped up the poll. The poll is finished with 93 votes. 93 votes. That's gigantic. Who is doing better so far? And we have a 21% votes for Bev, 78% for Sean G. That's a big beat. 78% for Sean G is doing better, 21% for Bev. And I guess that the other 1% is me. Thank you, guys. I got a few more super chat, but I'm gonna let you guys kind of get into the final back and forward, final thoughts as a back and forward interactive, and I'll let you go, Sean and Bev. If you want to stay, I got a few more comments from the YouTube chat, and we can invite some people into it. Sean and Bev, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So you've established in your straight line test that you established an accurate straight line at 50 meters. I was asking you the other distances for this crescendo of it all. At 50 meters, you are accurate as your auto level is. You're confident in the accuracy of your auto level. So therefore, in your center line test, because at 100 meters, which is probably the easiest way to create that center line, or that straight line that you keep talking about, you didn't want to do it. So at 50, which makes it's actually harder to do, how did you establish your straight line? It's a pretty simple question. I'm not going to, just so it's clear, I'm not going to sit here and explain how you establish a straight line, because as far as I thought, we were two people that understood surveying and can have a conversation about how these things are done since you did them. I've done them. I know. I already know. We're not talking about a test I've done that I'm saying I did this. This is the data for this. Okay. Well, let's finish off with your test so I can see how accurate you are. What were the elevations of your 3 points?
Sean, this isn't about my test. This is about your measured curvature.
Yeah, and I've explained the way I would do it. You've told me, you said, and numerous times of me having to explain it, that this, and this aren't accurate. This, and this aren't correct. So then what I decided to do is, instead of just you telling me I'm wrong, I'm trying to verify that you know how to do it, because you're telling me you're doing tests. So if you're doing these tests and you're establishing a straight line between these 2 points using the center line method, looking 180 one way, 180 the other way, how did you establish your straight line?
Sean, if anybody wants to come round to next level, I am happily to explain how to make a straight line and how to do any surveying procedures or anything like that. Please don't listen to what Sean's doing, or do listen to what Sean's saying and how convoluted he's making it. It doesn't appear like Sean knows what he's talking about, to be honest.
What have I said that was wrong or inaccurate or incorrect or bullshit? What have I said?
You keep asking me about establishing a straight line with a water level, but then seem unable to be able to explain how you deal and make a straight line in reality with your job.
Because
Sean, you thought there was 2 inches drop over 400 meters on your model. You just made it up.
Bev, you asked me for a number. I gave you one, first of all. Second, I was asking about the test that you were explaining to me. So why would I need to establish how I establish a straight line in my job if I'm asking you and you're refusing to answer simple questions like that? Because what started this, Bev, was me at your server, your guys talking about a water level, me telling you how I would establish curvature using an auto level in those water levels, and everyone, including everyone, said an auto level isn't accurate. You can't use an auto level to measure for curvature or to do that test. I said, hey, Bev, because Bev, you claim to have, or you have done surveying jobs, so you do have a basic idea of it. I said, Bev, is an auto level accurate? And Bev, up until today, what were you saying to me? Nothing.
Sean, you said 400 meters. That's a ridiculous amount.
Maybe. Hey, what I've actually realized is maybe you just have like a Home Depot auto level, but there are much better ones.
Right. Well, what's yours then? Give us the make and model of yours. You didn't even know what scope you've got on it, did you?
Yeah, because I'm not sitting here looking at it. Matter of fact,
so you don't know what scope your auto level's got, but you know that it's better than mine, right?
Here's the exact, since it's so necessary for you. The reason I don't know the magnification of my auto level is because it's been sitting in San Diego for 6 months and I haven't looked through it. I haven't looked at it. It's not on my brain.
Okay.
Now we've established that, you're telling me that you have the best auto level there is, and 50 meters is the best an auto level can do, or
no, you can get
your
better.
auto
You
level?
can get better
Okay.
auto levels.
Okay,
But
so
my
then
one
here's the-
is
so here's the
accurate
thing,
to
Bev.
1 millimeter
Bev.
over a 1
Yeah.
kilometer double run. Now the better
what is
one
yours? Wait,
can
wait,
be
wait. What is yours?
accurate to 0.7
wait.
of a millimeter
wait.
over a 1 kilometer double run. So 0.3 of a millimeter isn't that much difference.
Stop. Wait. You just said that your auto level.
I just told you the
you're basing
accuracies of the auto level. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So how come it wasn't accurate at 100 meters?
It's a 1 kilometer double run.
So at a half kilometer, you can be within millimeter, you say?
Do you not understand?
I understand completely. I'm asking you.
Do you understand what a 1 kilometer double run is?
Yeah. Go ahead and explain it, Bev.
Do you know differential leveling?
Go ahead and explain it, Bev.
No. Sean, I'm asking you.
No.
Do you know differential leveling?
Asking, yes. Obviously, elevation change is pretty simple.
Right, well, that's it then. That you do a 1 kilometer double run, back again,
now,
one way and back.
Yeah. For what?
And you are
what distance?
1
what distance?
millimeter, 1 kilometer double run, Sean.
So what does that mean, Bev?
That means you go 1 kilometer in one direction, turn round and come back and go 1 kilometer back again to your start point, and you will be 1 millimeter accurate, Sean.
So you're telling me that the furthest your auto level was accurate within the millimeter was at 50 meters?
Yes, Sean.
So at 100 meters, it doesn't work anymore.
A transition, a 100 meter, you get a transition, backside, foresight, 100 meters, 50 meters one way, 50 meters the other way. Transition, so it's a 100 meter transition, isn't it? With a 50 meter backside and a 50 meter foresight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that your auto level set up to do that how many times? 5. I don't even know how many times you have to do it. 6. So
9.
A ridiculous amount of numbers to transition through over 1K. So at 50 meters, it becomes inaccurate. Because I don't think you understand your magnification and what it's capable of doing. Because that doesn't mean it's within a 1 millimeter throughout its whole scoping range. It's it can be at a certain range, but it can still measure within inches at 100 meters easily, very accurately. And
Centimeters. Centimeters I have on mine.
At 100, at 100 meters.
And don't you have tenths of inches?
At 100 meters, you said that.
Or tenths of a foot.
Right? You said 100 meters.
With the transition, 50 meters each way. Yeah. Backside, foresight. You know how differential leveling works, right? But I mean, that's auto level, right?
That's not establishing a horizontal straight line.
What, an auto level isn't establishing a horizontal straight line?
If you're just talking about elevation...
Sean, an auto level does establish a horizontal straight line. Yes, does.
Yes, correct. Now, if you cite something and it has drop, I know you're going to sit here, but as if it has drop, it's not elevation change, is it?
Yeah, of course it is.
A water level.
If you see drop within that 50 meters, then that's an elevation change, yes.
On a water level.
You won't see any drop of the water level because a water level is a level. It establishes a horizontal plane of reference.
I just want you to say it, Bev. If the water level then does have drop, and it is not
it's
water
fantasy
flow,
land. It doesn't. That's flowing water.
Then shoot. It's not. Especially if it's in a water level, correct? Okay, how about this? If I go out and build a water level, and I show it has drop, what will it be due to?
Do it.
What would it be due to?
Get your test going.
Let's do the hypothesis.
Isn't that what Slice Barkane's already done it? Slice Barkane's got his test up. Get him to do that.
He did it with pipes and shit. I don't even know. He didn't do any elevation stuff. I know you didn't do elevation stuff because you won't even have the data for it.
He got his
That's why I'm
elevation all
asking-
screwed up because he went up too high and he couldn't
That's
get the
not my
water
problem.
to the end pipe
Yeah,
because
yeah, I
obviously
know.
he'd
Yeah.
screwed up his elevations. He didn't
Yeah.
do a recce.
And that's why a water level takes once you have it leveled
No, it's
out,
because he's a
elevation
moron.
doesn't
He
matter.
doesn't know what he's doing. He's an amateur.
Okay.
People that just
Okay.
make it
But
up
since-
think that
since
they
you
know how
what
to
you're-
do
yeah.
things.
So if you know how to do these things, then it's very simple for you to answer these questions that you're avoiding. So it's like your goal, just to make sure you don't answer these simple questions.
How much
because it
drop
will-
do you have on your model over 400 meters, Sean?
If I had a calculator, I could tell you. But there is drop. There definitely is drop.
Go
and
on.
then the further you go, the more drop there is.
How much
and
drop? That's
plenty of
that's
output.
the amount. You're a surveyor, aren't you? You should know. 400
No,
meters.
wait, I should know off the top of my head.
Of course you should.
Perfect. What were the elevations of each of your points when you did these
400
physical
meters,
tests?
Sean, on your model. How
See,
much
why do you keep
drop
doing
from
that?
the horizontal?
Okay, I get it. You're saying you need the data. Okay.
I'm asking
Can
you,
I have the data?
Sean.
Yeah, and I'm asking you for the data that you've established this straight line test with.
It's
See, here's the thing.
geometry.
Here's the thing. I'm purposely asking you.
Presupposition. Was there any presupposition there?
I'm purposely asking you these questions for answers. But the reason I'm continuously asking you the same question and numerous questions is because I'm only waiting to get some answers.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. You don't even know the drop numbers, do you? I've been
Why don't
showing
we do this?
everybody,
Why
and we've
don't-
had
why
a
don't-
thing for ages, and
Hey,
nobody's
why
ever
don't-
bothered looking at them. You don't
we
realise
do
what
this?
numbers you stuck to.
Hey, Bev, you're at a platform right now where the floor is yours, and you have an opportunity to tell people what you know, and you're deciding not to.
You can go ahead and answer the question anytime you want, Sean.
I've answered questions. That's the funny part. You don't realize that I've answered your questions,
Uh-huh.
and then I follow up with questions for you, and you don't answer any of them. So I just repeat myself.
Okay. Well, I mean, I hope everybody listening is also trying to work out how much drop a water level would have over 400 meters.
Let's do final thoughts, Bev. First
Yeah, I gotta
you,
take off
if you
soon.
want to, and then Sean G, take a solid minute message for the audience if you want to. And I got some super chat question, but just let's wrap it up, the one-on-one. And then I'll send the link if anybody want to join. If you guys want to stay or leave, it's up to you. But I got a few questions. I'd like you to stay a few extra minutes, Bev, after your final thoughts, and we'll get the super chat. Bev, you want to go first for final thoughts, or Sean G?
Well, I'm gonna be getting going after I've done it. So, Sean, do you want to go? You wanted to get off, didn't you?
Yeah, I gotta go. No worries. Bev, thank you. Regardless of our disagreements, it is a cordial, respectful conversation. So I do appreciate that, no matter what. But the whole idea of why I wanted this discussion is because on one side you guys will say auto levels are inaccurate, yet you've already established that the accuracy of yours, but in the test that you've done, you're not establishing anything besides 0 on one end from 50 meters. That's why I wanted to expand the test. One of your guys said he had an auto level. You said you had an auto level and a 400 meter water level. I don't understand why you can't show those tests or explain how you've established that there is no curvature. The reason I told you I can measure curvature and explain how I would do so with a water level and an auto level was to establish that it can be done. And the level of accuracy that you're wanting doesn't make any sense. It's avoiding the actual idea that there's curvature by only talking about elevation. There's two different things. Thank you, Jose.
Sean G, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for being a team player. If you need a platform, a place to come in and do some kind of small presentations, any kind of videos or pictures or something, or you want to call out and set up any combo around with anybody, like one-on-one, let me know, and I'm gladly hosted
Absolutely,
for
sir.
you guys. So
Absolutely.
anytime, Sean G, stay safe. Take care of yourself and your family, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Try thinking your final thoughts on this one.
Okay, so Sean said in there that I've said that auto levels aren't accurate. I've never said that. They are the most accurate tool for establishing elevation changes. Well, debatable, right? In the field for moving stuff around and doing that, then you would use an auto level, yes. But a water level, I say, is more accurate than the auto level, especially over longer distances. That's why we've got a 400-meter water level. Now, we're going to use these water levels, which have an end, one end and the other end, call that point A and point B, and then we use geometric principles that show the shortest distance between those 2 points would be a straight line. Well, is the water level along that straight line? Is it also the shortest distance between those 2 points? Well, the shortest distance between those 2 points is horizontal. That is the straight line between those 2 points. Now, is the water level on that horizontal plane? Well, I say yeah. I mean, that's the way it is. Levels establish horizontal planes. It's pretty simple with the geometric principles. Very basic. And listening to Sean, he's struggling. You can tell he's struggling. He's struggling in his own mind because he can't wrap his head around a straight horizontal, but his model dictated that there's got to be a curve there. It leads you into strange positions where you can look through an auto level, imagine a drop, but then say it's not a drop. It's very strange, and that's where you're going to be led to if you let the model dictate what you're thinking, rather than letting the practical experience of reality deal with it. So we're going to be going live in a bit over at Next Level. We're going to be doing it quite a lot. And we can go over any of these issues and problems anybody has. They're very simple solutions to these problems. And it's geometry. It's not hard. It's not maths. It is maths, but it's very basic.
Where can people find you?
Next Level Discord, or try thinking on the YouTube. Yeah, we go live. We do all sorts of presentations, and we mainly just laugh at the situation that people put themselves in. Come and join us.
All right. Bev, try thinking. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for being, reasonable and being nice. There was no swearing and personal attacks. I like that. I really appreciate it. You take care of yourself. Keep putting content out there. It's good to have content out there for people to hang out. Better on sitting on YouTube than going to a bar and getting into a fight on the road. Now, please bear with me for 2 extra minutes, babe. I got a super chat I gotta read, and this one is very important. Perspective with 5 pounds. Do you remember what he said for another 5 pounds? Now I'm gonna read his super chat comment first, and the super chat is: thank me, Bev. 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 Hashtag thanks me. Thanks, Bev. Hashtag thanks, Bev. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, see. Thanks, Ranty. And I especially, I think, Jose be thanking you as well. His super chats have been rolling in tonight, haven't they? Ranty, if Ranty wants to come and do a 1v1 with us and just have a chat like we have done, we can go over the laser tests and all of that sort of stuff, sighting the Isle of Man from inches above the water from Blackpool. Like, why you... Yeah, we can have a chat. Get him... Imagine how much money Jose would make out of that one.
Hey, I got a few, but we'll try to. I'll try to hold you a few extra 2 minutes. It's not gonna be long. Big thank you to Martin for hitting me up on PayPal. Thank you, Martin. Paul Ward, 5 pounds. Hey, Bev, how much curve do you expect to see over 100 meters on a globe Earth according to our model? If you know the globe Earth model.
How much curve would I expect to see? I'd expect to see no curve.
On 100 meters on a globe Earth according to the globe Earth model.
Oh, right. You mean the drop over 100 meters according to your model? It's something like 0.78 of a millimeter.
You're looking out. Thank you. Fear the Devil, $5. Bev, if water level is inaccurate, how are you depending on it to establish a straight line?
Who said it's inaccurate? I said it's very accurate. It's more accurate than the water level over distance. That's what I said. I didn't say that. I mean, did you hear me say that a water level wasn't accurate? Like, I don't know. I'm hoping it's not coming through, and my mic isn't coming through clearly. But yeah, a water level. Just for clarification, a water level is more accurate than any other tool over a larger distance. That's why we use it.
I got a two-part question by Sean Hawkins with a big $10 super chat. Thank you, Sean Hawkins. What car boot sale did Bev buy his certificate from? That's the first part question. What car boot sale did you buy your certificate from, Bev?
What, my land surveying certificate? Qualification? Yeah, I didn't buy it from a car boot sale. It's got my name on it.
And second part, why do you block people who prove you wrong and ask him questions he can't? Let me read it verbatim. And why does he block people who prove him wrong and ask him questions he can't answer?
We ban worthless pieces of shit that keep posting gunk in our server and calling us names. Bigots. We get rid of them. We don't need them. So, yeah, that's why Sean isn't in.
All right. Hold on. What is the make and model of your level, baby? Maybe he want to research it. Shout out to Hold On.
It's a datum. What's Sean's? We didn't ever got to hear Sean's one either, did we?
Flirspective with a £2 super chat. Bev's B&M bargains auto level. Shout out to Flirspective.
If you go and check on the level.live, there is a link to the very auto level that I use. So yeah, it's out there. It's already known, and I've done a video about it. I even called them after George said it wouldn't be accurate enough. I called them, and that video's out there as well, where I call the company about the accuracy of that particular auto level. They're quite proud of it, and I'm impressed with it as well.
And last comment by Sean Hawkins. In California, you get a surveyor certificate. You have to take a test that requires reading books on the subject, but you claim you have read no books on the subject. Are you lying?
I've never claimed that I have not read books, right? I did a 2-year course on it, right? So there were books there, obviously, the manuals, but as anyone should know, surveying is a practical thing. You have to experience it, and 95% of it is out in the field doing practical work. It's not in books. You don't do it in books. So, yes, I did do books when I was at college, when I studied it. But from then on in, it's an auto level. It's practical.
All right. I shared the link out there for anybody that like to join. I want to do this for a while, so shout out to Squeaky Earth. Boom. That's good. There were a few follow-ups. Oh, hold on, didn't hear you. The make and model of your
datum. I said it's if you go to on the level.live, right, there is a whole piece on the level that we use. You can click it, and it will take you to the exact model and the shop that you get it from.
You don't have the information on hand, so we can take a shortcut.
Just go to it. It's on the website, on the level.live.
There you go. Hold on. You got the answer. You say, Beard the Devil, when he asked the question, you say that they are not accurate. Earlier.
Sorry, say that again.
Beard the Devil say, you mentioned earlier that they are not accurate.
What are not accurate? What's he talking about?
Not accurate, because I deleted that. Let me see. I guess it was a follow-up from a super chat. The water levels, all the water levels are inaccurate. You say earlier.
You'd have to click that. Like when I
then
can't
why are
remember
you-
when he said that.
Yeah, he say
That might have been Sean.
No, he say if water level is inaccurate, why are you depending on them to establish a straight line? And
They're
you did
not
say they are
inaccurate. They are the most accurate tool over distance. I'll say it again.
Anybody have been trying to join? Maybe I'm in the wrong account, or you know, want to test the link to join. Hopefully,
For the record, I never said the water level was inaccurate.
hot mic, Sean G. Hot mic. I mean, that's feedback. Watch page, maybe. Let me reboot my account here.
Yeah, Bev. I never once said the water. I never said the water level was inaccurate.
Well, neither did I. So.
Okay, but don't say that I said this or I said that.
No. Like somebody was saying that I said it, and I said I didn't say it. Sean might have said it. If you say you didn't say it either, then people out there are hearing things. The water level is accurate, right? Would you agree, Sean, that the water level is more accurate than any other tool over a larger distance?
To establish a level, yes.
Brilliant.
Perspective with £2 super chat. Beb's website has a virus. Don't go there. Shout out to Perspective.
Slander that. Why does he say that? There's no virus on it.
It's funny. That's the responsible trolling I enjoy, man.
Yeah.
More accurate.
It's GoDaddy.
Not inaccurate.
GoDaddy don't allow viruses on their websites. I'm not supposed to sure GoDaddy would be impressed with that, but I mean, okay.
Fear the Devil says, quote unquote, more accurate is not the same as not inaccurate. Play of words there, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like semantics.
Hashtag triggered, says Randy. I mean, perspective. I want to read the Rumpus comment. Chanji, Rumpus is here. It is highly amusing that Bev abuses Chonji for not knowing what scope he has on his auto level. Yet, he cannot give any model details on his own auto level. What a dick.
Abuse. Would you call that abuse?
I don't know. That's Rumpus' comment. I don't know what he want to ask.
Wow. Rumpus thinks that I was abusing Sean G for asking him what scope he had on his auto level. Wow, Rumpus.
Rumpus and Sean G got beef, man. Do you know that? Rumpus and Sean G got beef.
That's because Rumpus has ego issues.
Do you reckon he's actually done that water level thing at Bedford? I don't think he has.
Oh, did you watch the 2 days ago show? He wasn't here. Like he explained a lot. He you know what he's doing, what he's been doing, all the collaboration, everything. You should watch it. The 2 days.
Yeah.
The
There's
show
no
that I did
pictures of him. No pictures of him at the side of the
there
canal.
There will be live stream videos.
No, but there isn't any pictures of what he claims he's already done. There's none of that.
Oh,
There's no pictures of that.
Farmer's Boy has pictures. He has a bunch of pictures.
I've got more pictures than Farmer's Boy's got of the Bedford Level Canal, and they were at they were at Welney Bridge in the middle. I didn't see any pictures of it either end to see what they were doing at the other end.
They're saving the pictures and information and stuff. And Hold On says he's on your website. Hold on, he's on your website, babe, but he can't find any info on your tool. Where do he have to go to in the website? You want to share the link to the website? Hold on, I'll try to find it for you.
Let me have a look. I'm not going to be around here for much longer. I'm going to go back over to.
Yeah. Anybody else joined? That's weird, man. Can anybody haven't tried to join, because I should get a notification here about it. But hold on, let's try to let me see. Hold on, should be able to share the link for your site in here so I can click it in, and I'll screen share it so you can guide me through. We'll see. We'll see how easy to maneuver around is. What do you think of the poll that I did earlier? Who is doing better? And almost 100 votes. People voted highly for Chunji, like 80 versus 20 plus, you know,
Well, hi.
80 versus 20.
Yeah, do you think he explained how to measure curvature? You look through an auto level and you see drop, but you don't think it's drop, and then you just pretend it's curvature. Like, do you seriously think that's good?
Is this your website?
Yeah.
This is it, right?
Bev, I explained that you use a water level because it establishes your horizontal, or horizontal, I'll say. You use an auto level to measure the drop of that horizontal plane that you keep saying. And if there's drop and you know it's level, then it has to be curvature.
Try
so where's the link?
Try that one there on the level reality model test.
Oh, here. Okay, here. Let's see. I can clean there. It's just for the information on the tool that you use. Sorry, taking a little bit to load.
Yeah, I think it might be down at the bottom of that.
Get it there.
There's a lot of stuff on it.
No, it's not here. Evidence.
It's all of the level and horizontal and straight. What's it got at the top? I've only got the.
Because you say that the information for the make and model is here in this site. You don't remember it from the top of your head, bro?
No, it's on there somewhere. I've not actually been on the site for a bit.
We're trying to
Let me have
find
a
it.
look.
You say it's here. It's your site. It should be here. Debunk us. We say it's not. It's hard to find. That is obvious right now. That it's hard to find. But if it's not here, I don't know, man. Prove us wrong and tell us that it's here.
Right, there you go. If you go to
okay, I'm in the main page in the bottom.
In the main page, just underneath Emilo.
Underneath
yeah, our mission for inclusion. Right, there's a link that says level is horizontal. Agree? ? Click that.
Well, I'm scrolling down. I don't see where that. Okay,
there. Level is horizontal. Agree. Click it.
No, I disagree, but I clicked on it. Okay.
Well, that's agree ? It's asking you, do you agree? And then come down.
Yeah, I disagree.
Come down.
Okay.
Down.
Okay.
Video. That video there. Go up one.
Oh.
There.
Here.
There you go. George and the datum AL32. There you go.
There you go.
Look at it.
Datum AL32.
Is there not a link there somewhere on that little bit as well? There should be a link. Then you
more info. Yeah, more info
click
on
that,
the datum.
Click that.
Yeah. There you go. And there you go. Hey,
boom! Yeah. Look at that.
Boom. Okay, copy and paste the link. There you go. Thank you very much. WS had it, yeah. And big shout out to Perspective. Another £2 by Perspective. Thank you very much. Is Beb proud of proving the globe Blackpool Swan? Shout out to Perspective.
He thinks that proves a globe. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that proof. How other people's pictures found on Facebook prove a globe.
But what your answer will be?
Get him a chat.
It was a question. Let me ask this question: Is Bev proud of proving the globe Blackpool Swan?
Say, do you think I proved the globe? Like, I mean, what does he mean by Bev
No,
proved
but
the
that's
globe?
a question. Do you want to answer it? Answer it somehow.
By driving my son to the car park.
That's a question. That's a question. Do you want to answer the question with an answer and not a question, please?
Yeah. Well, I will. Yes. If you think I've proved the globe by driving my son to the car park that Conspiracy Cat said in a video after Ranty had looked at the picture for 200 plus hours, right? If you think that's what proves a globe, right, then that's good. But I get Ranty to explain it to you a little bit better.
There you go. You want to say hi? There's a few people here: Paul Ward and Howard Moore.
Yeah.
You guys enjoy that the discussion?
Right. Well,
That's
I'm going to be getting off now. Ranty's done that. If you want to get Ranty on, if he wants to do a 1v1 about his proof, like you can see how well he did with Sean. Sean was meant to be doing the curvature, measuring curvature. That's what Sean was doing. If Ranty wants to come and do his proof of the picture that he found on Facebook, I'll do a 1v1 with Ranty. But other than that, I'll see you next time. It's been good. It's been cool.
Thank you very much. Yep.
See ya.
Appreciate it, brother.
I'll see you next time. It's been good. It's been cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Like over in America and Canada, I think they're doing what they are.
There you
here.
go.
I mean, quid.
Yeah, he didn't want to talk to us.
Totally expected
I'm
as
done.
soon as you mentioned my name. I knew
Oh,
it.
guess what?
Yeah.
I've been shadow banned.
Guess who just dropped 20 quid as you left?
Disagreeing with him.
Who?
Hey, big
James.
Big thank you to James Mays. Came in hot. James Mays with a $20 super chat.
Yeah, but don't worry,
Jose,
though, 'cause
get Ranty in here.
No, you did great. You did great, man.
Ranty, are you hiding? Shout out to
I
James
want to hear
Mays,
what they're going to
Ranty.
say now, because
Let me
they've
know
got to
when.
be moaning
DM
and
me on
whinging. I
Discord
mean,
and
Sean.
we'll make it happen. Ranty versus
Sean's
Bev,
not a
one-on-one
surveyor.
Discussion, no debate.
No.
And Perspective with another $2 super chat.
Not
a surveyor, he's an obfuscator.
99 pounds toy auto level.
Toy
They don't like how
auto level.
cheap you're. Yeah, they don't
Fucking
like
hell.
it.
Go ahead.
They
Paul.
think it should be thousands
Are
of
you
pounds.
shadow
Yeah.
banning there? Why, man?
Oh, it should be. Yeah, that's what I said to the others.
It's like that's why he's sticking to short distances and all of that sort of shit.
Trolls or
No, it's like saying that my hooker
essentially, I've never
costed to
called
me more
anyone
than
anything
yours.
offensive
That's
on that
fucked
server.
up.
I've put up with a lot of offensive comments on that
And now
server,
they're saying that you've run away.
particularly from his fan club.
Ran
Is,
away.
it, is he
After 2
saying
hours.
the offensive
Yeah. I've
comments?
just gone in and
Yes.
stated some simple facts.
Who's that?
But Bill.
It's very clear that Bev doesn't understand the geometric principles on which he claims he's testing. And it's also very clear,
Although they're in
that
there as
is
Paul
a
Ward.
specific reason why Bev is sticking to testing such short distances.
Hey, that guy's got a
The size
cameo
of
in my
the
video.
swimming pool that we're talking about here, which is
That's-
around that.
that's-
much.
that's
Remember
Paul Ward.
Rumpus is
If you think
younger.
about it,
Bullet
the
Bill.
viscosity of water
That's Paul
would be
Ward.
enough to skew
Yeah.
your results for the amount of curvature that
That's
you're trying
Nick.
to measure. So he's deliberately being
Nick
vague,
L.
and he will deliberately
one that
not
isn't.
answer the relevant questions. One of the questions that I particularly pointed at him,
This
which
is
was a
the
very
data
specific,
programmer or
targeted
something.
question, which was around
Why does he
plumb
sound
lines.
exactly like Bullet
And
Bill?
I said, did you know
Yeah,
Bev,
I'm Rumpus.
that it has been measured that not all
Uh,
plumb lines are parallel?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
does that
but
tell you?
no.
He sounds like somebody else. I can't put my finger on
And
it.
obviously, he did the usual flirt trick of just asking for evidence, and the more evidence you give him, the more he ignores it and
The
dismisses
flirt
it.
trick.
He's got like
for
that.
another.
He's got like
So,
that Brian Cox
Welcome
type
to flirts.
voice.
But of course, Bev is not a flat earther.
Oh,
Here's the
someone
slander
sounds
coming.
muffled.
Flat earther, but you know,
someone's
he sits there every
Someone's
day
trying to
claiming
talk
the
and they
earth
sound
is
really
flat,
muffled.
essentially.
Who is it?
It's like a
SE.
Rob.
Lighting up
Pi,
green.
Payomi.
Oh, Rob,
Rob,
yeah.
you sound like you're talking
I got
through
You
a...
sound like a moomin.
Supercomputer.
Yeah.
I know.
On YouTube. Maybe
Great job at Jose.
give your cat supercomputer
Great
account
job
and
at
see
Jose.
If you are on, I unblocked it. And it should be good to go.
Slaying surveyors.
Howard, Bearded,
Fake
Bearded, how
surveyors.
happy are you with the answers to your many questions? Did you
Okay.
get
I came in to
satisfactory
show you
answers to
my
any of your
old-
questions.
He didn't
I
give
say
any
Bearded
answers.
Devil gave the most.
Yeah.
Oh, you were way ahead, and
Not
yes, you're right.
one answer to any of the
Bearded
questions.
Devil gave 40.
Like, for real.
Oh, jeez, hang on. I didn't add those bits up.
Agreed.
So that's all the work I've
And I
put
mean,
in
it's
his
on stuff
Discord
that he
chat,
himself
right?
said.
That earned him that money there.
About 50 quid,
Because
Bearded.
it's
Yeah, but
weird, man.
all together in total, it was
In fact, he
186.93.
didn't answer really any of Sean's questions either.
So I was the closest.
And
175.
anytime he did answer,
Wow.
he'll turn around and
That's
backtrack
pretty good
on
for
his
2
answer
hours.
later on during the
$90
discussion.
an hour. Pretty good pay rate.
I didn't
You've
want
got to
to
take
be
off.
the
You got to take off
moderation, like, no, fit to the fire,
30%.
answer the
That
question.
goes
Well,
to
so let's
YouTube.
say they paid $65 an hour. That's pretty good money.
Oh, it would.
Triggered. I just say, you know what, I'm gonna lay back because Seanji and him, they got this approach, you know, like jumping and kind of cutting each other up at the end. I say, I'm just gonna let it be. It was fun. I enjoyed it that way. I say, I'll just take
it.
Very little to no moderation, you know.
But I know you're buzzing.
Think about it. Can anybody think of at least one question that Bev actually straight up answered?
This map in particular.
No, I was
I
personally.
thought Sean G had to
close
go.
attention
Yeah.
to whether or not Bev was
I'm
answering
on mute.
direct questions, and he never did.
It's
I
like
never-
was it a
never
question,
heard him answer one
Bev?
question. He just
Like
beat
Sean
around the
didn't
bush.
answer a fucking thing, did
You know,
he?
the oddest.
What was the
Also,
idea
you're not
of what
on
we were
mute,
doing?
Sean G asked him
and he,
about
like, heard
shooting
about the
shooting a
test
line at through your auto level.
Yeah, they're
to
dead
a water
keen to
level.
hear about the straight line test, aren't they?
And if the water level
Dead
was below
scared
that
to
line,
fucking ask about it.
And Bev was saying, "Well, then you've got flowing water." And no, if you've got flowing water, the water in the water level
You would just run out.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So it's not really answering that question. He's just again answering something that Sean didn't ask.
Exactly.
It's
But
like
all Beb's doing,
if the
right, with his
water
very
was
cheap,
dropping
not very good
but
level,
not
99
falling,
quid
like
for a,
what would you think
I
it should
don't know,
be
not a surveyor grade level,
if
right?
that
No
was
arc seconds
what
on
was
that
happening?
level. All he seems
Dude,
to be doing
you had
is
him by the
just
ball.
trying to
He
measure
said
this
his
theoretical
accuracy
short
was 400
distance
meters,
horizontal.
6 inches.
Why doesn't
But
he
then
get
when you
himself,
asked
I
him
don't know,
later
a
about
couple hundred meters of
the water level
hose
drop
pipe,
over
fill it with some
400 meters
water,
on your
clear
bottle,
tubes on each end,
that was it.
and just sight the level in one direction.
Jose obviously,
Yeah,
Jose
you
threw
could
it off.
probably with a decent auto level, I think, over 200 meters, probably see something.
Well, yeah, that
right?
one says it's accurate up to what 1 millimeter over a kilometer.
See now,
Plus or
He
minus.
switched to 150 meters, right, Erebus?
Apparently not, which is strange because if he's not, he doesn't in this instance. Once he's established level with the auto level, right, in tandem with the water level, right, so.
The
You
water
have
level,
the
the water
auto level set at the same
water level
elevation,
and
or height,
they're
or
still
however you wanna
going with
define
the
it,
optics.
with
The auto level, they can't
the,
separate the two, can
the
they?
water level, and then you
That's been
get
Sean's stick every
whatever
time he's come
50
in.
meter
Over distance
accuracy
drop.
that
Good enough for him.
he claims that
6
he needs.
inches over 400 meters.
It doesn't need
That's
to be
earth curve.
between the two of them. It can just.
What question didn't he answer?
Oh, here we go.
No.
Here we go.
Leaky.
He didn't
funny
answer
thing
one.
is, Bev had a debate with.
You do
Sly,
not want
funnily
leaky
enough,
evidence.
on
What
Twitter,
question
and that was
didn't I
hilarious
answer?
at
I'm a bit
because
unsure of that
Sly was
myself.
talking about down the whole
Well,
length of
you
the
didn't
test.
answer the
So
question
I'm
that
sure
you
you guys
asked
have all
him.
seen Sly's experiment where he literally did what you guys are talking
Yeah.
about, where you have like a
Only
canal
that
or
one,
something,
yeah.
and he was going to run a water level all the way along that with lots of up tubes to see the curve. And
Let me break in for a second and tell you what happens when you shoot down a water line. Yeah, I did it down here along the coast, okay? And I didn't even make it a couple miles because I'm like, how can it start fucking curving, you know? But I made it as far as I could. And
Brian, before you
and what
get too
happens
far
is
into it-
what happens is you get, you know, you'll be up and down a tiny bit. It averages out where you stay level with the
Here we
with the
go.
water. And what they try to tell me is that I'm
Leaky
actually
leveling.
curving. I just don't know it. So when you
See
take
if you
a
understand
level
at
and
the
you
end
go
what he
along a
said.
canal or body of water, no matter how far you go, you do not get an elevation change. And y'all's explanation has to be that you're curving around a ball and you just don't know it. Okay. And, so you're not proving that there's a ball. Just like, you could claim he's not proving it's flat, but at the same time, you're not proving it's a ball. Okay.
Yeah, but Brian, what we've told you about that is each time you move your instrument, you're establishing a new reference point that's not parallel to your original.
I understand that, but I understand the arguments, and
that's what
I'm trying to be fair. Listen, I'm trying to be fair here, and then I do understand it. But the point is, that's why I said you're not proving it either way, because I could claim this. I can claim, we do double runs and or double rods. And
oh my God, we're never gonna get to the bottom of this.
At the top of the water line, shooting down toward the water, and shooting like 4 different stakes. And then lining up with 3 of them at a time, just moving your way over.
Oh, he's
lining
just
up with 3.
fucking
But you can
making
still claim
shit
that it's within the margin of error, and I'm still curving. Which I just did.
He's bargaining with us. Well, I'll be fair. Okay, I'll give you this. Well, maybe. Well, no, let me remeasure that. Well, hold on.
It's very arguable. You can't just go out and survey and prove it's a fucking ball. I promise
He's
to
helping
God
him
you
out
cannot.
big time, right?
Okay, that wasn't the issue at hand.
Yeah, I was going to say that, and that's
what I was saying.
Sly was saying, hey, over the course of a mile, you would see curvature. What Bev's counter argument was, well, if I don't see curvature over 100 meters, and then the next 100 meters, and then the next 100 meters, then there is no curvature.
Why would Brian
he couldn't understand
go in
the
and try and
between those two
answer for you?
Well, that's why he went and got some 400-meter water levels.
You've got to give him a win, right? They've
few
just had a
100-meter
massive
water
fucking
levels,
loss.
My whole point is,
It needs obfuscation.
Experiment.
Way
Whether
more
it's
of it.
100 meters or 400 meters, he didn't
Damage
change his experiment.
control.
He's still
That's what it's
deliberately only testing short distances. And
Do you know,
given
if
the
I was to
size of
spend
the-
any money on his super chat at the moment, it would be to point out that his whole chat is full of bigots.
Yeah.
Given the
Well, he doesn't understand.
And
Yeah,
his
but
whole
he
chat is
doesn't
going against
understand.
his own rules. Yeah, but it's going against his own rules. No insults, no personal attacks, no swearing. His whole chat is one big personal attack.
Yeah.
So he dropped. Maybe he had him. He pressed the wrong button. Go ahead.
When he means don't attack,
So,
when he says that, what he means is don't put any words that YouTube could throw me out and you stop making money, but I don't give a shit who you attack.
Real amount of curvature. You might see a tiny
They
amount,
dogs
but you could
Bev
argue that was margin
today.
for error.
Yeah.
So you
Yep.
really want to
I
be
mean,
able to
what
kind
the
of
hell,
test over
man?
much longer distances.
Yep.
And I think
People
this
are
is a
still
deliberate attempt
sending
on
money.
the
I mean,
Bev's part
it's
to keep the distance
200
short
quid
because
today.
it reiterates his point that
Bev
he's not
basically
seeing any
got
curvature.
doxed in the chat.
And of course,
and
according to
has
the
had
globe
to.
model, you're not going to see any curvature.
Well,
over those
you don't even
distances.
want to read the chat, Bev.
I know, I'm not.
You know what it's like.
That was my point.
I got a comment. Quick comment on the comment is by Larry Scott with a super chat.
Here we
Thank
go
you,
with
Larry
this
Scott.
slander.
I think when Bev tested his level at 150 meters, there was drop, and he called it an error. That is a very good value.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I think
How
I
many
think it could be.
times
The
did I
other
say
problem is
that?
It sounded, I might be being unfair,
lying
but it
bags
does
of
sound like he is
shit.
assuming that his water level is level.
That's what they
on
do.
the curve, right? Do you see what I mean? So he's starting with an assumption, that his water level may well be level. Hence, the name measuring a shorter distance.
Starting with the assumption that your water level may be level.
What do you think?
Oh my god.
400 meters? You should be able to see something, I reckon.
Toady. Oh my
would
god.
think.
See, this is another one who uses his accent to try and make himself sound smarter than he really is.
Like, what does that mean? Like, he's only talking to ballers, isn't he? They're all just convincing each other. It's like Santa is real, isn't he? He's coming round tonight.
It's definitely curvature.
Yeah.
Why don't you not say it?
Affect the level of the liquid in that tube. I mean, this is exactly how incline manometers work.
Guess who, bitches? Hey, turn up.
So you're gonna have to be so
Bev,
careful.
Bev, Ranty started a new hashtag.
Is there a bot going?
Ranty's
So
gonna be
Brian,
butt hurt.
Ranty's new
he told me he was telling me
new
like,
thing
hey,
is
finish.
Bev's
Maybe
toy
he got,
auto
I
level.
call it the thick finger
Oh
syndrome.
my
You know,
God,
when
what
he
an
was gonna
idiot.
press the
Oh, there's
muter,
a
he
clock
puts the
going.
hand up. Maybe.
There
Yeah,
is a bot going. It's
he
Jose's.
got aggravated because you wouldn't let
Professional
him
Correct.
interrupt.
tools.
That's what it was.
Ranty's
Maybe
now
I'm
just
just gonna
dissing.
just give it the
Yeah,
doubt. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
maybe he pressed the wrong button.
Wow.
But I think he
Just
registered it.
asking where the drone is.
Yeah, that was pretty rude, Jose. I mean, interrupting the most important man in the goddamn world, just like that.
Where's the drone, Ratty?
You're
Sorry,
also
but
misquoting the surveyors that you're talking to. When they say level is horizontal, they're
How's the
talking
weather,
about
fella?
when they prepare their equipment, they level their equipment
Well,
and
that's
coming to
been-
England
they
to
have
do
it
this thing with
pointing
Rumpus
on a
or something, I
horizontal
heard the other
plane.
day. I saw
From
Rumpus,
that,
showed some
they have
pictures
their
of it, didn't
reference
he, of
point,
his
and it's the deviation on that
construction,
plane that
yeah,
they're
his
measuring.
stick or whatever you want to call it.
On Bedford, yeah.
Come on, man.
Bedford,
It's
yeah,
me. You should be ready for that
maybe
shit
hidden in the
anytime.
grass or something around there. I'm sure
Yeah, I
you
know.
can't keep carting them then.
I should have looked up.
Hopefully, he'll get it done before the summer. It should be good. Is it? You know, sounds like a sensible test.
Dark.
Oh,
Seems to be
somebody
taking
else
a
has
while.
got a test.
He's going
They're
to
all
live stream
coming
it
out
right as
with
well,
it.
isn't he? He's going to link up a live stream, I think.
Yeah,
You
he
started a
got big
trend,
plans,
Bev.
and hopefully they'll
Yeah,
come to
yeah.
fruition for real. Big shout out to.
It's funny, you know. Before 2015, let's just be optimistic. Before 2012,
by Mark
not a fucking single person wanted to do an experiment.
You gave me a range. I told you I'd show you my
Oh,
phone.
Ranty's gonna keep.
Spin the
Sorry, Ranty's gonna
globe.
keep
Yeah,
posting
squeaky
that
bear for
over and
you.
over again
You asked
now.
for it for a super chat. I got you.
That hashtag.
He's gonna make himself look like a fucking dickhead, isn't he?
What do you think, Toady? Is that
Yeah.
sound beautiful?
Please, Ranty, show us what you think is an acceptable. What is up? Ranty's toy drone.
Right, I've got to drop. It's a shame. I tried to come in. I was trying to join, right, but the link wouldn't work because, as you know, I don't really come on much. But I did want to talk to Bev because, you know, I do these.
Come over here
He
anytime
did want to
you
talk
want.
to
It winds him
Bev,
up,
but he didn't
anytime.
read that it was a one versus one.
I'm sure it'll happen.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're. Are you in the Discord in the Daily Boom? Like,
No, I haven't had the time. I've been working, so no, I don't really go.
Who
near.
is that?
Is this your
if
Discord?
not,
Is he in there a
it's
lot?
my
Is he?
Discord server. Yeah, the Daily Boom in the description box on the YouTube.
Yeah,
you
get a
click and
Discord,
join.
come
Maybe
over
just
here,
to
mate.
join in the background and send me
Ranty
a
has a
message. Maybe
Mavic
we
Pro
can set up
2, apparently.
you and Bev discussion soon.
All right, I'll have to
Yeah,
think
that's
about that.
the
Yeah.
one
Okay.
the,
All right.
Very cool.
unboxed.
See you,
Thank you
Blake.
very much.
See
Yeah,
you.
good to hear you, brother. Yeah, be safe.
Jose's lining up
All right, I'll
discussions.
finish the cigarette. We'll do final thoughts and get out of here.
Can you just refuse now, though? Can you not go to Jose's ever
Yeah,
again?
that's why I did that thing then. I put it at the back. Anybody that wants to come over and talk about the straight line test and the principles behind it, they can quite happily come over here. There's loads of us here that can explain it.
Watching and listening to,
right? But we're holding it off really because me and Spot On have to do the test, and it's that simple.
If you find a person that you
I want
to
us
have
to
one-on-one,
we can't make them no more money, Beth.
Find a day, find a time, and let me know at least one day in advance, at least, like not the same
get
day.
them thinking about it, right? I mean, we had to go through the process of working out how it could be done. It can be done. They just put them all their fucking brains together.
I am more than glad to host it. And I will do little to no moderation.
They can't because they've got a fucking model that's dictating all sorts of bullshit to them.
Kind of a structure, but I don't want to do that because then it will become a debate. And I hate debates. I hate hosting debates. I like the discussions.
Yeah, they can't even have that straight line to start as a base to measure from.
Back and forward. You want to call it a debate and retitle it a debate on your channel, you can do so. But I love to host more one-on-one discussions. So just holler at me, and I'm glad to host it for you guys.
Why would you even do a poll?
Are you planning on doing a part 2, 3, or 4 with Brian Leakey, Blue Marble Science? That's fun.
Yeah.
Upload from what 2.5 years ago. You and Brian
Leakey.
Leakey. You had a one-on-one over here.
No.
I just joined like a map.
I'm not sure if I want to do any more one-on-ones with Brian.
It's quite good. And
trying, I suppose, is the best word. I don't know. We could, though. It's possible. I'll be glad to do one with Bev. It'd be more fun to do it over here. I did.
Sleeping Warriors just sent me a message.
On his channel.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Saying,
you're gonna be knighted.
Same question or series of questions asked over and over and over.
If you get an auto level and assume you're on the top of your ball, working to the limits of that auto level in terms of distance, whatever that distance is, your canal should drop if you cast it up by the canal and down, but keep the level stationary, right? Fuck off. You've been there with us, dickhead. Well, I don't know. Ranty's pissed him off, right? Activate Sleeping Warrior.
Yeah, I'll see what
exhausting when it's over there,
The guy I really would like to get is
like, with all of these brains of people, can they not fucking work out how to work out whether level is straight or curved?
Who doesn't want to crack at him? Him and Quantum Eraser.
Look, who doesn't want to crack at him?
Need to be ripped a new one in a debate.
There's been a bit of a battle going on between me and Nathan here in the last week or so.
Blue.
Apparently I got under his skin or something, because I think he's done now about 10 videos on me in 3 or 4 days.
What map's this for?
Triggered the boy somehow or the other.
Coriolis.
Get to be in his bonnet. He had a phase where he did that with Simon Dan, didn't he? Where he just did like show after show after show complaining about something Simon Dan had said.
45. But it's only that I've gone up to
usual, you know.
Nathan only does what he does to get him to come into his show.
What date have you got on that?
What's that near Bev?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at these names here.
The Bug Beast.
Breast.
Oh, the Bug Breast. The Angry Brow.
Oh, Brow. Sorry.
Nice. The seldom seen.
So-called great debate to actually be a debate at some point.
Horsebank.
He's never.
Brandon's going live. They're talking gravity.
He talks and he cuts people off, whatever. But
that's opened up a bit in the centre there, because that's where the markers are, in it. It comes straight out, I think, across there now.
It's not perfect, they say, but check this out. So you can see the map over the map.
I got a request over here. Jomongus says Leaky versus Leo.
It says they're doing work on it. It's,
I'll hear that.
So yeah, there's loads of stuff to look at. Some old shit, right?
Leo will trigger.
So it's expanded outwards or inwards. Lost land.
Exactly.
Oh, this is terrible.
Well, you just so if I come down here,
Peter Clark,
you can sort of just
in the chat. I'm
come across. Yeah, if you move across quickly, it takes a second to catch up.
Yeah, I was just reading that. So like, Peter, where are you coming from? What the hell?
That's pretty funny.
Can you not? Is there not opacity or whatever?
Yeah.
No, what might make an interesting show is getting people like
there you go down here where I am, roughly where
Jaronism or whatever.
Yeah, the map's just off a bit.
Together and just be like, hey, why are you guys still flat earthers? You guys have proven that the earth is not flat.
Right, I'll put that up.
I actually, to be honest, I don't consider blue being condescending.
Squares, haven't we?
And I have a kind of, in my opinion, my point of view, there are condescending people. And I'm sorry to do this, and I hate to do this, but I gotta.
That's not like on the page or something. What's that?
Yeah. What is it? So it's getting bigger, isn't it?
Yeah.
But blue, I don't feel it like that. Maybe the tone of
what's it
voice
say?
Parallel to the meridian of
it's just his style.
Greenwich on that bet.
Yeah, maybe he's intimidating.
That one's the parallel.
But he's not.
Well, I don't know which one's parallel. Is it that one or that one?
All of them.
Try not to be condescending.
Right, so they've cranked it round, yeah. Get that bit of an angle there, because it's small at the bottom.
But if that's the way you interpret,
but they're not all like that. I mean, there's one here.
I'm happy to talk to you.
But anyway, we can
anytime
look
you
at
like.
this stuff. We don't do it now. But yeah, there's plenty to look at.
Is there any star forts marked?
Yeah.
I can mention
on that map.
Portsmouth. You know the ones I
yeah.
I mean, like keep, just make the list and I'll check if there's any
star forts. That's an interesting thing, man. They're spread all over the place.
In the old Euclid book, 1600s, it's got geometry and fort building
Yep.
It's not a single one of them that aren't.
There's star forts in there?
Fortification.
Yeah. Gill kicker point, that one. Got one
Is there any military
in Wichita
significance because of the curves and
Fucking hell.
Oh my gosh, what is Travis?
The leads into the harbours, aren't they?
Yeah, Travis is right up.
This one is from I think it was like Lord
Every
Cumberland.
time I say anything to Winston, he comes back with a southern drawl, mocking.
But yeah, they're on there.
Yeah, I know. He does that to me. Well, they all do.
But there's also, but this particular site's got all maps from the ages.
Please, Erebus, thank you for your support, brother. Good fun.
Yeah, that's nice.
£3.40 for a month. So definitely worth £3.40.
Paul in the chat says Q, he's not condescending. He's quite charming and polite.
Holy sausage and biscuits, Batman. Far from the truth as truth can be.
Wrong channel, mate. Wrong channel.
You know, I understand tongue in cheek, but be careful there, Paul.
I don't know what Sleeping Warrior's playing at.
For that remark.
I got a
simple question, isn't it? Is there a drop to the water level from horizontal? Because horizontal is a straight line.
For uni joining fee? I have no idea what that is.
And we have to go back over that Sean bit, right?
Or something.
With the
so if he's any good at what he does,
because he said if you see drop of the water level in the sites and you put a measuring rod next to it, you would read a drop, but it wouldn't be drop because the water level was there. That's what he said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's got to be optic then, right? There's something Cog Dis has got to go, wait a minute. That can't happen.
He has said it. Like, you need to go over, like, one of the first times, like, 3 visits ago. You need to catch the end of his talk, and he says, you know, I've said it before, but he says, I look over 10, 16 miles, I see drop, that's the evidence, that's all the evidence I need. That's all he ever argues is that optical drop.
He sees the drop. Well, he said that over 150 meters, 6 inches.
No, he said, no, 400 meters, like when you wouldn't answer, he said, well, over 400 meters, I would have a 6-inch accuracy.
No, that was the 100, that was the 150. He said 6 inches. Because I asked him how much drops would he expect over 400, and he said, about 2 inches. Just off the
Well, that's
top of my
even
head.
worse.
I know.
That's even worse, because I thought he said 6 inches over 400 meters, and then when you asked him what the drop would be in the water level, he wouldn't answer. I was like, that's a nail in the coffin. Because he's too stupid to realize a 6-inch accuracy is, I mean, if any flat earther says, hey, I got within 6 inches of your 1 millimeter, bam, flat earth, they'd laugh him out of the place, but not him.
Triangle sides 1, 1, and 1. He won't answer it.
Yeah, Buster is 100% right. If one thing you want to take away, you should take away those two things that he said.
Yeah, he said some really stupid stuff, and he tried to pin me
Yeah,
down on some stuff that, if he was a surveyor, he shouldn't have been asking such stupid questions.
Yeah, he's been out of the discussion for almost
No way he can be.
That was obvious, by the way. That was very obvious throughout the whole thing.
Inviting everybody. But he stepped out, family, taking care of the family, and that's good for him. He's been a little more active in the past month or so, on and off.
Man, with him, at this point, you know, that observation y'all had where you were, what, kilometer and a half away, and the pole was barely visible, and he would say that's Earth curve, and then you could say, well, what about that wall of water behind me?
In the overall, the big picture,
Is that part of the Earth curve?
I agree with gravity. I agree with most of
Notice how B-Ball wouldn't answer the question? There was a hump there.
B-Ball's, he's useless.
His famous picture there with the hotels, he doesn't realize how damning that is.
Join is automatically muted over here in the Google Meets.
It sure sounds like Buster here is talking.
Tunnel,
I almost want
which is
to
tangent.
talk to him like John Bernard.
Am I breaking up?
No, it sounds like you're on the bot, but you're not on the bot. The fucking stupid fucking thing keeps popping up every time you talk, and I'm like, is he on the fucking? I'm sitting trying to figure it out. I'm like, no, he's not on the bot.
I was like, I don't know how I can be breaking up. I'm on my computer now.
No, your connection. What was that?
Yeah,
Sorry?
Can you hear me now?
You're breaking up again.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Can you
sir.
hear me?
That was it, right?
Yeah, sorry, I meant to.
Oh, he's
I've got
rumpus.
several microphones and it decided to pick on the wrong ones because I haven't been here for some time. The thing with Sean G, I mean, he decided to have a bit of a go at me, and I suppose I responded a bit in kind. And I don't think he's a terribly effective glober. But I mean, I did have
No
sympathy with
shit.
him. I mean, Bev is just an appalling person, basically.
Oh, you hear that, Bev? You're appalling.
Appalling. And then what do we find about 10 minutes later? He's
You're
asked
so
what
obtuse,
his filter
Bev.
level is.
Yeah.
He can't tell us.
I
He
forgot.
then says it's in his
Like,
his
who uses
website
that
somewhere,
word, man?
which it
Who-
isn't.
who have you ever
And
heard
then
say
finally we
appalling?
get it and find out it's a bloody
Women,
piece.
I tell you,
What's that?
women.
The guy's an I
Did
mean,
he just
Women,
call
yeah.
it a toy again?
I suppose I do use this term quite often, but he's a particular obnoxious form of wanker. That guy, and I should do a one-with-one with you and really demolish him properly in this horizontal level business.
Let's
The
drink
thing
a
is,
chocolate
Bev
milk
only
and I will
understands
spit it all
diagrams,
over
and
the fucking
unfortunately, Sean G can't
place.
draw any. And that's what you need to do with Bev. And when I have drawn diagrams for him showing the difference between horizontal
Who
and
is
level,
this talking
he's
right
refused to
now?
look at them.
Rumpus.
And he specifically said he would refuse to look at them.
Oh, Rumpus.
Because I think
Okay,
at some
that
deep
makes
level,
sense.
he knows that he's got a problem. But I'm not absolutely sure. But he certainly doesn't like being confronted with information that makes him wonder. I mean, I think Paul was saying earlier, he asked him some basic questions, and his response to when he's asked an awkward question is to deflect first and then to block. He
What?
really is the most revolting of the flatties. So I just had sympathies with Blue when he was debating with him. But I should go. I
Blue's
should prepare a
debated
proper
with us?
one-on-one thing with him, lots of diagrams, and show.
So it's not even a deflection. He like.
I thought
claims
this show
like
was
perhaps
supposed
he
to be
didn't
no
understand the
personal
question
attack.
and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
answer's
Not
a different
slanderous
question or
this or
something.
All
anything,
sorts
is
of
it?
points.
That was like
deflects,
one massive
misunderstands,
personal attack.
doesn't
Like,
answer the questions. I mean, it's almost like you ask him,
Jose,
well,
can
difference in
someone just
horizontal, what's the
put
drop here? And
like
says,
his
you
head in a
understand 1
massive
+ 1 =
pimple?
2, don't you? That is the sort of,
It
I'm
needs to be
exaggerating here what he
popped.
does, but that is effectively the technique he uses.
But
If he gets an awkward
bigotry's fine
question,
now,
he'll then
right?
deflect to something he knows and then use a sort of
Bigotry, slander, personal
aggrieved
defamation,
tone, but you do
all of that sort of
understand,
stuff,
and he'll
isn't
make
it?
then
Sort of
follow up with
doxing.
some basic statement that even a 5-year-old would understand, as though he's making some point that you didn't understand, or you. I mean, he never answers straight. 'Cause someone like Brian Leakey, for instance, or Brian Mabbitt, they actually do try and engage with you with the question you've asked. They try and give an answer. It might be stupid, but at least they try. Whereas Bev makes a point of not trying to answer the question and disrupting any line of argument you're making, or he will deflect. And you've just got to pin him down and say, Bev, will you answer the question, please? You wanker.
Hey, the Rumpus, really quick. Mr.
Bev,
Victory's
what's a
Radio
straight
with
line?
a beautiful super chat.
Pin him down.
Can you, Rumpus, do a diagram on how much of a wanker
Rakia,
Bev is
Rakia, you
and
are
need more
showing us
Yeah, I
something
should
that
do. I mean,
I'm not
he
sure you want to.
particularly annoys me, and I have full sympathy with Paul and Blue. He really is the. I think along with Nathan Oakley and QE,
Rakia!
he is one of the very.
Rakia, what are you
funniest of the world.
doing?
He's washing his
So you've got to go now. Hit him hard. I mean, I think Sean G made the mistake of saying Bev was being reasonable. He wasn't.
Oh my
Bev was
god.
being a complete git to him.
I think, honestly, I think Bev is a
Am I
planner. I
missing
think he
something
knows
here?
exactly what he's doing.
Can we get that 3 minutes 7? I'm gonna have to
agree.
watch out.
I think he's deliberately avoiding certain questions or certain wording to make
Rakia's
it
on the
sound
YouTube.
like
Yeah, I'm gonna
perhaps
have
he's a
to,
little bit uninformed or not
307.
sure what you're saying. But I think it's a
307.
deliberate attempt at wordplay to make it come across like he has some kind of valid point, because the thing that he's saying seems really reasonable on
put
face
this out as
value,
a
but when you
video
dissect it and ask that
so we
detailed
can
question,
go over
his
all of the
deflection
shit that
is a
they're talking
clear
about
attempt
us.
at avoiding the real point that we're trying to get at.
Exactly, that's what I said. I said that at the start, and you sort of disagreed with me, which rather confused me. He does always deflect. If he gets an awkward question that exposes his stupidity that he's wrong, he will deflect. He will not give an honest answer. Whereas someone like Brian Mabbitt or Brian Leakey or even Brian's logic, God, they're all bloody Brian's, will try and do. He uses the Nathan Oakley deflection on awkward questions, and it's really obnoxious and deceitful and dishonest and gittish.
That's what makes me think he's a Poe. He knows
I think he
what
does
he's
it.
doing.
No, I think he, if he has a difficult question, he still thinks he's right.
That's a hell of a Star Fork there,
honestly,
Buster.
that doesn't make him. I mean,
I never seen
you
one
could
with
argue that
attachments like
the
that.
fact that he's putting up this facade, he deliberately misunderstands something. So, for instance, if you say something about drop, he'll say, I mean, there was a classic one a few months ago where he was asked a simple question, and he will deliberately then ask you to go through every part of your question that even a 5-year-old shouldn't have a problem with, like, is it millimeters? What do you mean by drop? He'll make you step through just to give himself a chance to then deflect. He'll ask you to go through a procedure which he can then challenge at some point and then try and deflect the question. Damn it! And the fact he also doesn't understand what a water level does. He keeps on talking about a water level as being an equivalent as an auto level. An auto level gives you what the horizontal is, but a water level is not designed to do that. The only way you could get a water level to do that is if you were to draw a line between the two ends of the water level. But most people use a water level is to find out whether something else is at the same elevation as somewhere else. You don't tend to try and draw lines between them, set up a little scope or something and say, aha, this is my horizontal. You actually use water levels just to say, you go to the back of your garden or whatever. I mean, George did this, and find out whether or not something over here for drainage is lower or higher than some other point you wish the drainage to come out of. You don't need to draw lines. You don't need to establish horizontals. You just want to know the elevation is the same between 2 points. That's what water levels are used for, not to establish horizontal. And of course, if the water level, the 2 points of the water level are any distance apart, and you do use optically to use them to determine the horizontal, of course, it gives you the horizontal for the midpoint between the two ends of the water level, which is something that Bev does not understand.
One of the points that I made to Bev on this Discord server that he keeps pushing everybody to go to was about the pyramids at Giza and the platform on which the biggest pyramid sits on is actually curved because it follows the curvature of the Earth. And the thing that's particularly amazing about how they built the pyramids is
the pyramid of
it's
Giza is on a fucking curve. Did I just hear that right?
So the pyramid itself
Wow.
is really well put together, but the base is not flat.
What?
They did it with water. The way they did it, the way they do these things, is they
level.
He's
stupid. That's not true. He's got his
on or close to one of the ley lines. Lines.
Keep it here.
So you then ended up with a perfectly curved.
Let me get this straight. The greatest stone builders ever to inhabit this planet didn't level the pyramids.
It is perfectly level, and obviously
no, they got it wrong.
Water level curves with the curvature of the Earth.
It's not the pyramid.
It's the curve, and so you're absolutely
it's the
right.
Parthenon.
But they did it with water, very shallow pools of water.
Yeah, they have them tilted for so they can look straight, right?
It's like a water level, which is incredibly accurate. If you go over to one end of your
or is it they're thicker at the bottom, the top? There's something
or some sticks worth of depth over here, and you sort of scrape it out a bit there, and then you keep on doing that. And if you've got a 100 meter, I can't remember how big the Giza platform is, something like 100 meters by 100 meters, isn't it? Something like that. And then
I think maybe we should
massive. Is it that big?
Scrape it out evenly with your
100
sand.
meters, the Giza
plateau.
I
think it's 300 feet at the base.
If you give it all a bit of a jiggle, it'll all come down in a. If you use very fine sand, I would imagine it comes almost level as it is. You probably don't have to do that much work, too much scraping.
Okay, I'm just got back from a break. I got a super chat by Anamorphic Mind. Big $5. Thank you, Anamorphic Mind. Yes. Can we use...
Yeah, he hit over 200.
One day I'd ask you to arrange a one-on-one with me with Bev.
Not even hear what the super chat was.
All guns blazing.
I love that.
I don't know whether did I. And that's for Sean. Yeah, I'm trying not to be nasty to Sean. I'm trying to forget the abuse he gave me over the position of Horizon. He doesn't think Horizons are physical when, quite obviously, if you think about it, they are. This is where it's all started. Our problem with me and him. He then delivered lots of abuse and sort of challenges to me over on his channel.
Horizons.
Let me try.
If it's something on the
let me get to this, Rumpus.
on
the mind. It's a quick comment.
Sorry, okay.
$5 super chat. Can we use an auto level on Jose's hairline to see if it's horizontal? Can you, Rumpus? Do you think we can use an auto level if my hairline is horizontal? Or can you use optically?
We can use an auto level to do anything. You're breaking up a bit, by the way, Jose. You were doing that in the. Yeah, we could do that auto level. I think would be just the job. Do just the job. Though possibly a theodolite might be needed to get some angles.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, and of course, Bev doesn't know how to use an auto level. He thinks. He doesn't seem to. He talks about horizontals being forming an auto level, forming an infinite plane. Yet he thinks that the line you see in an auto level somehow wears out after 50 meters. The image you see in your auto level, that line, if you forget about refraction for the moment, gives you an infinite horizontal plane for the person. From where the person's standing. But of course he doesn't, and this is the diagram that he keeps on refusing to look at, that I keep on trying to show him, which is I draw, my classic Earth with all the horizontals, all the different, every point on the Earth having a different horizontal, and he doesn't accept this. He doesn't understand the very basic thing. And of course he doesn't have any surveying books either. He has said to me on several occasions he has no surveying books at home. He doesn't seem to have ever read them either. He claims to have some certificate. God knows how he got that. I think he got that for just standing in the rain holding a staff.
Listen to the little
He talks
slanderous.
about the practical side of it, but that just involves looking through an auto level and saying where it comes off a staff. Well, just doing that 3,000 times doesn't mean to say you learn anything more about surveying. Just means to say you know how to stand up straight holding a staff.
I just have to say that I agree with Randy in the chat. Bev's auto level is like comparing a flip phone to a P1000.
Oh my fuck.
That auto thing you showed us a picture of is not even.
I literally just looked this up.
Yes, I did think it was a bit poor. It did seem a bit crappy. I mean, mine's somewhat better than that. I think I remember. What was the scope on that one that he had? That he was telling Sean G for not remembering, and then it turns out he couldn't remember what his bloody scope multiplier was, or at least he couldn't even remember what the model was.
Again, it comes back to my point that he's doing a test to a given level of accuracy, which he knows will not reflect based on the amount of curve that we expect to see on a globe model the size of the Earth. He's deliberately having a level of accuracy in his test and in his measurement and in his equipment that will not show anything.
No, but his test would give exactly the same result on a flat Earth and a spherical Earth, no matter what resolution. His idiotic test, which involves these.
Don't worry about it.
He's not going to use anything optical, if you remember. He said specifically. I think he was not.
He's just presupposing his result.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So all he's doing is he's just attaching a load of water levels together, which will give you exactly the same result on a flat Earth as a spherical Earth. Yeah. But he doesn't realise this.
All right.
The height from the surface of the water, or the height from the surface to the water level he's got is going to be the same height, all along. I mean, same as the globe, following the level,
It proves absolutely nothing. So the accuracy of his instrument is absolutely irrelevant. His test is fundamentally bollocks. I mean, he's such an. You see, the thing is, if you're saying he's a Paul, he would not be proposing. I mean, this is the argument I use when people say that people are Poes. That if they were Poes and they realised what was stupid and what was not, they'd avoid making the really stupid statements and the stupid proposals. But Bev is making a really stupid proposal here. It's so obvious to anybody with half a brain that it would give you the same results as on the sphere as on the Earth. So an idiot, someone who's clever and being a Poe, wouldn't
straight
do
line's
that.
a straight line.
Whereas now you can argue that some people
imagine it.
they try and get away with this. You can argue. You can make the case saying, well, he might be a Poe. He might realise he's talking bollocks. But he thinks his followers are not going to recognise this. You can make an argument, but I think it's so obviously bollocks to anybody with half a brain that they would avoid. They can pick on better things than the absolutely stupid things of people like Bev and
that'd be my new catchphrase. That hey, I'm Bev. Don't follow me. I haven't got a clue where the fuck I'm going.
Or gives you his position accurately. Because of that deflection, he never has to defend anything he says, so he can say what he likes.
So,
he'll
can
get
we
questioned
at some
on it, but
point
he'll never answer
do
any of
a
those
talk
questions.
shit about all
No,
these
but I think
people
he could
shows?
pick on better.
Slander.
He could pick on better subjects if
I'm on
if he
it.
understood what he was
Leave it at
doing
me.
and how stupid he was. He could pick on much better things to
Okay.
do than the absolutely unbelievably stupid things. I mean, for instance, he states that going up a piece of paper is vertical.
Sean G,
says
little
what?
The
weasel.
monitor was vertical when I drew this diagram. Of
He
the,
says
the
going
Earth
up
and
a
the-
piece
the
of paper
horizontal.
is
He claims it's not
vertical. What a
horizontal. It's not
fucking
going
knobhead.
across the screen.
But you're assuming, Rumpus, that a flat
Rumpus
earther
has been
is
given the
capable of
mic
not being
and is being
stupid.
egged on.
With
and just
no,
being
no,
an
but
But you're
Paul
saying
Ward.
he's a Poe. In other words, he understands.
He's a Twitter
he
guy.
understands
That's
what the reality is,
Nick
and he
Twitter.
understands that making statements like that are really stupid.
But he's
Imagine
saying
what a
that
piece
these
of
I'm
work
saying it's not
Jose
no
is.
one who understood
Bev
who
just
saying-
went on,
is
made
a
him
Poe and understood what
$200,
reality is,
and
and
he
what I'm
allows
saying
this
is
piece of
correct,
shit to
would
come
make
on
the
and
stupid
badmouth him.
statement that going across the monitor screen horizontally has anything to do with horizontal on
Yeah,
the Earth, and he's made
but
lots of similarly
never
stupid
again,
statements.
please.
And if he's a Poe and intelligent and just
Pretty
gets
please.
he wouldn't do that. So that's why I don't think he can be a Poe.
I
don't think
might
he's
throw my
intelligent,
toys
but
out
I
of the
do
pram
think
if
he's a
that
Poe.
happens again.
Clever. He's clever because he know the test will know it's gonna be nothing at the end. You know, he cannot determine anything.
How do you? So he knows the outcome of the test
I think
already.
he knows enough
They don't
about this
even
subject
know
to
the
know
test.
That he's wrong.
They haven't
which is
got a
why I think
fucking
he's a
clue,
Poe,
and they're scared
but
to
I do
ask.
agree, it's not the best argument anyone could ever make. But again, because
They
he
are
knows he's never gonna
literally
defend
shit
his argument,
scared.
it doesn't matter what his argument
Like
is. From his point of
on one hand,
I
it
think
doesn't
the approach
matter.
you
It won't
have
be
to
able
follow-
to tell, and they'll both be the same on both models.
Hello,
And
Rumpus.
it doesn't really
Howard's trying
matter.
to get in.
And then I don't know what I'm fucking doing,
No,
and it
Rumpus,
can't
you
do
don't
it, and
Rumpus.
it's not possible.
Sorry, Lau, am I rumpusing you?
There's no
Yeah,
way.
you are.
Insane. How can it be the same?
Whenever you talk, you rumpus people. By the way, I just wanted to mention two things really
Things that are
quick.
complete
Yes,
opposite test exactly.
you're getting wailed right now, Blue.
I think Blue's trying to speak as well.
Breaking up a bit.
Sorry, Blue.
Cut Blue off
Just
again.
two things.
Everybody
If
cuts
Bev
Blue
wanted
off.
a millimeter of accuracy, which is retarded over
We got Blue, we
100
got
meters,
Jose.
It's retarded.
and he was off by half a millimeter, he wouldn't accept that. Why not?
What?
It's stupid.
Yeah.
If I was
Do
measuring
not listen to
an
Lale. The
inch
last
of
time I heard him
accuracy,
talk, he came in
and I
saying he
got
could
an
lay a
inch and a
level
half, I would
down
accept
across the whole United
that the
States,
inch
and
and
it's
a half
always
was the
level no
correct
matter where you
measurement,
lay it
'cause
down.
I'd do it multiple times just to make sure.
I mean,
It's debatable, but
Yeah,
this
as long
guy,
as it's
I've heard
within
him
your
say the
margin
most
for error, you accept the result.
stupidest shit ever
Yeah.
heard anybody.
I mean, I
Yes, I
literally
would
asked him, I was
accept
like,
that
can
I
I
got an inch and a
clarify that
half
I could
instead
lay
of
a
an inch
carpenter's level
over
down
whatever
anywhere and
distance.
it's level? Yep.
But I would measure it multiple times to make sure that I'm
Whatever, dude.
getting the proper reading, not just one time.
Yeah. This is why I want to question people like Bob and Jaron, because they've clearly seen that. They come up with the test. They came up with their hypothesis. They came up with their null hypothesis. They followed the scientific method. They proved themselves wrong, and they're still flat earthers. What the hell?
I mean, Bob and his not accepting his 15 degrees drift is just amazing.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I have to run, but I'm gonna give you a chance for final thoughts because there's not much people here. We will begin with Big Blue. Big Blue, let's get out of here.
I'm going to yield my time to Howard because he's been trying to get in and nobody will let him talk. So go, Howard.
Thank you, Blue. Howard, yeah, go for it.
Big blue balls. That's
Yeah,
just bad.
I'll just finish it with this. As far as being a troll and saying stupid things, my opinion, the stupider the better, because he's trying to trigger the smart with the stupid. That's all I got.
Thank you very much.
How to win an argument. Drag people down to your level, beat them with experience, right?
Thank you for your final thoughts, Paul Warren.
Simplicity.
You
They're
caught in
fucking
between
scared
everybody.
of it.
J-Mac, final
Cheers.
thoughts.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It sounds like Bev has got to be a Poe. That's all I can think. Thanks, Jose.
Got to be a Poe.
So
Got to
Rumpus
be a Poe.
first and
Gotta
then Leo
be.
last. Rumpus.
It's either that or
Yeah, I
Sean
think
G
a lot of
hasn't got
people
a
are
fucking
cute.
clue.
The number of times that people get
Yeah.
accused of being Poes, it never turns out they are. It always turns out they're just stupid. People think that other people are as intelligent as themselves. So if you believe that other people are as intelligent as themselves, then you might think they have to be a Poe. But no, people are
Here's a
not
clown
as
talking
clever
that
as
doesn't
you
know what a
are.
pendulum
They are
is.
stupid, and they have a delusion, a wish to believe something, and that just interferes with any cognitive processes they might have. These people are 99%
With a powerful
genuine,
enough
as far as
telescope, I
concerned.
can
I've
see
never
my
seen
own
any
ass
evidence
around the globe.
of anybody being a Poe. I mean, the claims like Nathan Oakley about this lighthouse and things, that was shown to be not really a problem either. I think these people genuinely believe it. But there might be some, I think it's a Red Pill Philosopher or something, he was moving between conspiracy theories in an attempt to pick up some sort of viewers. That's a possible one, but they're
can just
very rare.
envision a 10-year-old girl walking up to him, giving him a bitch slap and saying, shut up.
I
Lou, no
can't
matter
imagine
how much
that,
you
by the
hate
way.
me, you're a good person. Thank you, Jose, for your good show.
Thank you, Leo. Nobody hates anybody here. To the audience watching, thank you very much for your support. We made some super chat money today. Thank you for your keeping it interactive with the questions and answers and all that good stuff. Thank you, Chonji. Thank you, Bev, for coming in and making it possible. I appreciate everybody watching this recorded. When the video is up and rendered on YouTube, come back in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts. Leave us a like, a dislike, share the show. We will do it all over again in another day on this, the JG channel, and your daily boom. Boom.
Right. Well, that was nice. Did they get enough slander in there at the end? That was bad. Right, I'm going to stop this recording now.
If you enjoyed the content, please support On the Level and future projects. Membership subscriptions available now, or come and get involved at Next Level Discord server. Thank you.
We did this with Blue the other day. We would like put in the auto level at the side of a canal, and then when you measure the water level, right, going away from you, Blue said it slopes away from you. Wherever you put the auto level up, the water level will slope away from you.
That is curvature, not elevation.
The slope is curvature now.
Yes.
Well, how do you get the curvature out of that straight line?
If you're talking about water level, then yes. If you're talking about elevation change, then you're not talking about water level.
The level surface drops away, drops down from the horizontal plane at a rate of 8 inches times the distance in miles squared.
I'm not kidding.
Are we gonna keep on dividing?
I know it's
Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well, are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well,
level.
Listen, I know it's curvature. The water level is level across, regardless of elevation. Correct?
It's an even altitude, a horizontal condition.
No.
Yes.
The water level is level regardless of elevation. Correct?
What do you mean, regardless of elevation?
If you put a water level, okay, I've already established
wherever. In fact, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's going to be level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have
always
a water level,
horizontal plane,
and there's 20 foot of drop on one side of that water level, and there's only 5 foot of drop on the other water level, the water level stays level. Correct?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, so when you shoot with an auto level to the other side, and the other side has drop, what is that? How is that happening? What is that?
That sounds like an elevation change, which is impossible because it's. I know it can't be an elevation change.
Okay.
Right. So what do you what do you say it is then?
I know it's curvature.
What do you not say? It's optics.
No, it's curvature.
Wait, how can it be if there's a drop but there isn't a drop? How can you say there's curvature?
Because if it's level and there is drop, then there is curvature.
It's a point to point measurement, though, Sean.
Now, would you like to
slope
then go
grade
further into how? Would you like to go into further how that is understood? We can. I know exactly where it's going to go because I'm going to say a special word that's going to tick you off and make you say it's not real, but it doesn't. It still establishes everything that I'm saying.
I think you should be a little bit more clear on how you think the water level drops. And it also
Curvature.
drops measurably with the measuring rod, but you don't say that's an elevation change.
Because one is measuring, one you're citing for elevation change, and the other doesn't have an elevation change. So if there is drop, then you can't account for elevation.
Are we getting into the law of non-contradiction here, where you're having drop but no drop at the same time? It seems to be contradicting each other.
I made it very clear, and it doesn't contradict each other because curvature and elevation change is very voided. The water level, the measuring rod, will give you elevation, and the water level, which we've already established, I've established this at least 8 times now with you, Bev, that a water level does not give a rat's ass about elevation. It's supposed to be 0 to 0.
Yeah, it's a level. Yeah.
Okay, so if you shoot it and there's drop, which has been done so many damn times, it's ridiculous, because we can do this with a building.
You shoot it and there is drop.
We can do this with a building. We can do this with bridges. We can do this with boats in the horizon, and it all just still works. So what I'm establishing with you is that a water level has nothing to do with elevation.
But it's measured though, as though it is an elevation change. You just said.
No, I didn't. I made it very clear. If you're not listening, you're not listening. But I'll finish.
So there's no drop in the distance then when you're looking through with the auto level.
When you're looking through a auto level at a water level setup, there is no elevation
beyond the limits of the actual auto level.
There is no water level drop, or there's no water level. No water level elevation drop.
But when you look through the scope, you're saying there is a drop, right?
Yes, there is.
But you're saying it's not a drop.
We can do this with build. I'm saying one is elevation. One is curvature measurements. They are not the same thing. I've already established this. So when you act like you don't know what I'm saying, it's kind of weird. But at the same time, I get what you're doing. It's just, and it's not honest. It's very dishonest.
There's no need for that, Sean.
I'm just telling you like it is, because I've made it very clear at least 8 times, and you having me repeat myself isn't chill.
It doesn't make any sense to me, Sean.
I understand it doesn't make sense to you, but there's a way for it to make sense that you already told me you're not going to do because it's not part of your test. But the reality of it is doing what I'm saying would establish that, for one, your understanding of level is incorrect, and for two, that there is a reason that water level has measurable drop and an auto level, even though we know that both ends are level. That there is a reason that water level has measurable drop and an auto level, even though we know that both ends are level. That there is a reason that water level has measurable drop and an auto level, even though we know that both ends are level.
And you said it's got measurable drop.
If you're not willing to understand,
do you realize you just said that the water level's got measurable drop?
Yeah, if you look through an auto level.
So that's a slope, right? It would be measured as a slope.
Curvature, yeah. Slope, curvature.
In both directions from wherever you are.
Yeah, if you're going to start from the center, yes.
You're going to start from the center of what?
Well, if you keep acting as if I keep telling you start from one end and sight to the other end, you keep acting as if I'm saying to center line it, and I'm not.
Well, like I say, we did this with Blue the other day. We would put in the auto level at the side of a canal, and then when you measure the water level, right, going away from you, Blue said it slopes away from you. Wherever you put the auto level up, the water level will slope away from you.
That is curvature, not elevation.
The slope is curvature now.
Yes.
Well, how do you get the curvature out of that straight line?
If you're talking about water level, then yes. If you're talking about elevation change, then you're not talking about water level.
Right. It sounds much simpler if you go with the way I say when we say water level is a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of reference. Then you don't have any rise or drop or slope or curve or anything. It's just a straight line.
Then when you measure that with an optical tool that's capable of measuring curvature, then it changes what you're saying. It changes everything because it's not there's curvature. That's all there is to it. Okay. The reason you're not wanting to do it is because then you would establish that we are correct.
Okay, so do you go with the drop model then, like a slope? Like we've got this new one, the slope. The water level slopes away from wherever you are.
If I say fall, is that different from me saying slope?
Okay, well, that's so.
If I say drop, is it different from me saying slope?
Jesse Kozlowski says drop just down / away, right? Drops down away from the horizontal.
The level surface drops away, drops down from the horizontal plane at a rate of 8 inches times the distance in miles squared.
Is fall, drop, rise, are these terms different from anything else besides your slope? Or do you understand that those are still terms used when we're talked about a slope?
Yeah, drop down. Right. I know you do rise over run to get a grade, right? That's what I was saying at the beginning. That is just a slope. There's no curve. Okay. If you're using triangles, then there's no curves involved in any of the measurements in anything that you ever do. So that's why I said at the beginning, you cannot measure curvature. It's not able to do it. The best you can do is measure a grade or a slope.
You just said it can't be done. I just explained to you how it can be done, and now you're saying it can't be done. How is that possible? What if there's drop between the two water levels, Bev? What does that mean? It don't say elevation because we understand the water level is level.
There is no drop. I mean, it can't drop, can it? It's an even altitude.
It can't drop on a flat Earth, but on a globe it does.
Right. Okay. So if we put use a little bit of straight line, and we draw a straight line in between point A and point B, and then put it so there's no drop of either end, right?
You mean a tangent line?
No, I just put a line straight between one end of the water level and the other end of the water level, right?
Okay, sure.
Okay, now
it will not be that. Then it will not be level, or will not be horizontal, or will not be horizontal to it. It will be a straight line. It doesn't have to be the same thing.
It is a straight line. The shortest distance between those 2 points is a straight line, right?
Let me say it one more time because maybe you weren't listening. It will not be level, or will not be horizontal, or will not be horizontal to it. It will be a straight line. It doesn't have to be the same thing. Just because it's a straight line does not make it a horizontal line.
I didn't say that. I just said it's a straight line. You make a straight line, the shortest distance. I'm just trying to confirm. Now,
yes, a straight line is a yes. Okay.
Now
that's pretty common.
If we were to tap in another water level right in the middle, like just a tube, and bunk it in there,
same thing would happen.
And we were allowed to fill it up.
That line would cut right through.
Right, so the line that we've already made, where would the water level of the center tube, where would that go to in relation to the line, the straight line that we've just drawn from one end to the other?
It would cut through its horizontal. It would slice right through it, just like the first one.
What do you mean? Why? Because the water level would fill up, right?
And you're okay. They'll do it. Make it very clear. The line. If you would establish two lines, first of all, one line would be if you had your water level set up, and you drew a straight line from one end to the other. You're not going to have that line is not going to go right over the top at 0 and right over the top at 0 at the other one. What's going to happen is it's going to cut right down the center or probably right down the center of it. Now, if you put another one in there, all you're doing is establishing level at those two distances inside the other water level. And that straight line that you put is not going to be level. It won't be a straight line between all of them. You will not have 0 between all of them. And all I'm explaining right now is exactly that straight line you keep talking about is used by using an theodolite that measures the drop to that next horizontal. And there is a measurable drop to the next horizontal, which can't be done if it's a flat straight line along from end to end.
Sorry, a measurable drop from one horizontal to the next.
Yep.
Like an angular deviance of horizontals.
Yep. So guess what? How there would be only one way for that really to work, and that'd be on curvature.
Yeah, I don't think horizontals intersect.
Did I say horizontals intersect? Well, I see what you're saying. Because first of all, the first water level that you set up, just because you've put a second water level in between those 2 points, doesn't make the two horizontals or both water levels horizontal to each other.
We just tapped to one in the middle, and I was asking for the reference of that water level where it would end up in reference to the line that was drawn across the other two.
It's going to be level between the other two, and if you drew
would it be on that same straight line?
No.
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 Would it be above that straight line or below that straight line?
It would drop below it.
It would be below.
If you're talking about a straight line off that horizontal, yes.
No. We're talking about a straight line from one end to the other and then adding another tapped in piece, so there are 3 uprights rather than 2.
How about if we draw a level line, a horizontal line to all 3? How about that? Yes, that can be done.
They would all be on the same horizontal.
They would be on the same horizontal.
Yeah.
They would not be on the same straight line. How about if we draw a level line, a horizontal line to all 3? How about that? Yes, that can be done.
They would all be on the same horizontal.
They would be on the same horizontal.
Yeah.
They would not be on the same straight line. How about if we draw a level line, a horizontal line to all 3? How about that? Yes, that can be done.
They would all be on the same horizontal.
They would be on the same horizontal.
Yeah.
They would not be on the same straight line.
Can we do the intermission over here to read a few comments?
Sure.
Well, can I just ask there though, because that is pretty. Is a horizontal not a straight line?
But a straight line isn't always horizontal.
No, but you said they would be on the same horizontal, right?
Okay.
All of the water levels will be on the same horizontal.
You can have the same way. You can have flat but not horizontal, but you can have flat horizontal is how it works. Just because you can have one at one instant doesn't make it the same all the way around, because you can have a straight line that's not level.
Yeah, but a horizontal, if they're all on the same horizontal, then they're all on the same horizontal plane. And the water level establishes a horizontal plane of reference, of which all points of that water, of that body, are on the same horizontal plane.
If this magical thing that I'm going to bring up, which I'm going to regret bringing up, I know it. If this magical thing we call gravity is what's establishing horizontal at each point, what would you then have?
Well, you have that gravity vector being vertical, which is perpendicular to the surface. Yeah?
Huh?
It's perpendicular to the surface.
It's perpendicular to the center of the mass.
To the surface.
There's a difference. So every point, 90 degrees to any other point, is where gravity pulls down. So that's how plumb bobs work.
Yeah,
vertical.
I'm familiar with the bubble, Morty. I also dabble in precision, and if you think you can even approach it with your sad, naked caveman eyeball and a bubble of air, you're the reason this species is a failure, and it makes me angry. You want to experience true level? Do you? experience true level? Do you?
You can choose to let your mind be free.
Wow, it's so... Oh my god! Oh Christ! Yeah, true level, bitch.
You might think that you're right.
Yeah, true level, bitch.
Everybody knows that you're wrong.
I'll go in Morty's memory and do a little...
Oh, yeah, it's measurable.
You want to experience true level? Do you? Yeah, true level, bitch. Oh, it's so... Oh my god! Oh Christ! Yeah, true level, bitch.
But I love Fireford.
My name's Ramsey.
The earth is flat.
I'll go in Morty's memory and do a little...
My name's Ramsey.
Oh, everything's crooked. Reality is poison. I want to go back. I hate this.
What's his deal?
Shh. Morty. Go to school, Summer. I'll go in Morty's memory and do a little... Yeah, true level, bitch.
That's the thing, your vision is already being obfuscated by the spherical cap.
You want to experience true level? Do you?
Parallel lines will intersect.
Yeah, true level, bitch.
Level means curved, right?
Yeah, true level, bitch. I'll go in Morty's memory and do a little... Well, you seem to be in charge of what I get to remember.
My name's Ramsey.
Why? Good question. Yeah, true level, bitch.
Water is demonstrably not level.
Straight lines can curve.
You want to experience true level? Do you?
People have measured the surface of water to be curved.
Yeah, true level, bitch. Yeah, true level, bitch. Yeah, true level, bitch. Yeah, true level, bitch. True level, bitch.